Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's up, my troop? The path to be here was not easy, and there were those who stumbled but didn't fall, those who fell and held on, and even those that didn't bother even at the top. So, my friends, forget the headshot. Take the pen, because now the thing is serious.
Se não vier, vocês vão pra...
There will be brawling and confusion.
Pelo amor de Deus.
Star Neto charging Timão, and the boys with a quick reaction.
É pro Neto! Buia do Corinthians!
There will be danger with an eye on Cruzeiro. Drop with an eye on Cruzeiro. Except Cruzeiro. Keeping an eye on Cruzeiro. There will be Camilota and Bolota.
Meu Deus do céu, eu quero muito essa bola.
Confused Solotov.
Hoje tem uma... alguns já jogaram Série A, alguns já jogaram... Bora pra mais um dia aí, rodada, não lembro.
And Murilo Gonzaga.
Olha pro céu, meu amor, veja o drop caindo.
There will also be Hot Strawberry, Calculated Grenade, and Squad Wipe.
Squad Wipe!
So, my friends, the star was given for its last chance to position itself. Then end the grenade launcher. Don't take ice, that's too bad for you. And trust in your potential.
It's the final weekend of the group stage of the Brazilian Free Fire League, but there's still all to play for at the top and the bottom. My name's John Cougar. Hello and welcome to the city of Sao Paulo. This is round 16 of the competition. This afternoon we've got action from groups A and B. That means Fluxo will be fighting tooth and nail with FURIA in a battle to take the number 1 slot. Meta and Black Dragons are far from guaranteed to place in the top 12, and INTZ, Flamengo and Corinthians will all be pushing to get into the next phase of the tournament. COVID restrictions in Sao Paulo means that we're doing round 16 remotely. Carol Bombshell, can you hear me? Are you ready to rumble?
Hello everyone, and welcome. Of course, I can hear you loud and clear, John. And for sure, we sure had a weekend full of surprise. And even I even use the word roller coaster, right, to define that we lived a little bit last weekend. And it was a lot of ups and downs among the teams, so many surprises, and right now we can already better visualize the teams who are going to fight over the top. And of course, we have the favorite one so far, Fluxo team, that gave us quite a show last weekend, and they led in points, and they were the second one with the most kills. So Fluxo team is playing today, John. I'm pretty much sure we are going to see a lot of action today because Fluxo team is playing, Loud is playing today, FURIA team. So today it's going to be, oh my goodness, I can't wait to watch.
It certainly will be. A reminder then, this is round 16 of 18. We're on action today, tomorrow and Monday. And then next weekend, the finals of this Brazilian Free Fire League. So a lot of action to come over the next 3 days. And as Carol said, action particularly at the top of the table where those two teams will be going head to head for glory here this afternoon. And just in case you were wondering who those people were right at the beginning of the show, they are the Brazilian casters doing the version in Portuguese. The guy called Neto, former Brazilian player, rather former Corinthians player to be precise, now turned TV star.
Yeah, and he actually one of the biggest fans of Corinthians right now. So probably what he was saying, it's about Corinthians because Corinthians is not doing so good in the competition so far. So Neto is definitely charging Corinthians in this competition right now. But that's okay because today it's a new day, and today we are going to watch Group B and Group A. And I know today it's probably one of the most expected days from everyone because Group B and Group A are the most aggressive teams right now, and the fight over the top between these two teams are so incredible to watch. So we are going to see today FURIA, Loud, Fluxo team, and even Esports, maybe, John, trying to take the top again.
Maybe,
tomorrow
but
we are
unlikely.
to watch Group C. And tomorrow we are going to watch Group C, of course. There is Santos. Santos finished last weekend, John, in the tied with the FURIA team. So tomorrow also is going to be very interesting to watch, John.
Again, 3 days of action here in the Brazilian Free Fire League. We're on air Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Remember that Monday is a 6 p.m. local time start for the games.
That's
Check
right.
out the
And
table shortly.
yeah. And we are here to spend the whole weekend with you guys. So we wish you guys can be here with us, because this weekend it's full of surprise, because it's the last weekend to get points. Because next weekend, John, we are going to have our big finals. And there it is, our table, John.
Fluxo then leading the way. Santos and FURIA kind of closing behind them. There's a bit of a gap between Loud and SS Esports. You've got to go down all the way to 8th for them. But it's that congested area really from 12th to 16th, which the action should be hot and furious between those sides there. Teams trying to get into the top 12 and qualifying for the next phase of the competition. And of course, wanting to stay out of the dreaded relegation zone, which is places 17 and 18. But it's going to be congested down there between Black Dragons down to Team 1. And really, because it's so tight, any of those sides could finish in the top 12.
Yes, John, that's right. And I feel like a little bit of pity for Red Kalunga, especially because they were the only team that it is on the relegation zone. They got more booyahs, and it feels like it is kind of nothing for them, because they keep coming back to the relegation zone and they can't get out of it. But they have been doing a couple of booyahs, getting points for killing, but you know, you need a lot more from that. And there it is, the points for each position here in Free Fire Brazilian League. So as you can see, the 1st until the 10th, you get points. But if you go down to the bottom, to the 11th and the 12th, you get 0 point, as we are already used to see.
And that battle down there at the bottom of the table, you mentioned that Red Kalunga, they've got 7 booyahs. Flamengo also have 7 booyahs. They far outstrip. You've got to go to SS Esports in 8th, really. They're on 5 booyahs, and likewise INTZ also on 5, but the rest of the sides around them on 2s and 4s and 3s. And poor old Team 1 still on 0.
This is kind of funny, because right now we are heading to the finals, and Team 1 was the only one that didn't get any booyahs. Even Metagame, that came also from the Serie B of Free Fire Brazilian League, they got a booyah. So it kind of tells us a little bit. Of course, it is kind of hard to keep it up the same consistency against the Group A, the Serie A of Free Fire Brazilian League, but still you have to adapt yourself, and you had more than enough time to do that, especially because you came all the way from Serie B.
Let's take a look.
Salve galera, Lobato, capitão da equipe do Santos aqui. Vou falar um pouco sobre o nosso desempenho durante a LBFF. Nós tivemos um jogo bastante estável durante as fases classificatórias, sempre disputando o topo, disputando as primeiras colocações em cada queda, e graças ao trabalho incrível feito pela nossa staff, pelo manager, pelo coach e também pela dedicação dos jogadores, a gente conseguiu se classificar numa colocação muito boa.
Sou
sobre a disputa do primeiro colocado. Tá sendo muito maneiro, tá ligado, família? Porque estamos disputando com grandes equipes e favoritas ao título, que é FURIA, Santos, Loud, tá ligado?
Vamos ver o Cias. Consegue! FURIA!
E a partir do momento que a gente consegue eliminar um desses jogadores ali numa queda, a gente tem a total certeza que tem que ir pra cima, tá ligado? Pra gente conquistar nosso objetivo, que é sempre ficar lá no topo.
Bom, a disputa pela primeira colocação está bem acirrada e eu acho que o time que menos errar nesse final de semana vai se garantir no top 1.
Salve tropa, aqui é o Mengode, passando para avisar vocês aí que esses 2 últimos dias finais aí vamos fazer de tudo aí para pegar esse top 1. Vamos correr atrás dos 12 pontos de vantagem na final e vamos fazer de tudo aí para trazer esse título para toda a torcida da FURIA.
Se Deus quiser, a gente vai chegar lá em cima.
Espero muita gente nessa final. Hashtag Gol Santos.
Chegou a hora, tropinha. Faz o ego. Gol Loud.
A tight then at the top. Which of those sides will take the final glory? We're going to find out over the next 3 days, of course. Top 12 guaranteed a place in the next phase of the competition. We saw that points will be on the board for the sides who finish further up the table. But once we get to that stage, of course, it could be anybody's competition again because it's going to be very, very close.
Oh wow, John! And we just watched a video that most of the players they are on the run from the MVP list right now this season. They said we can wait great things from their teams. So Ruan, Memgod, Kawan, and also Nobru from Fluxo team. Nobru, who is known to be the MVP from the first Free Fire Mundial, right? So. We could see a little bit more from these guys that told us that we can read great things from their team because they are here, of course, to win. And that's exactly what we are seeing right now. The tight competition between Fluxo team, Santos, FURIA, and Loud. They are so close, kind of a little bit of difference points, especially from Loud that were in weeks in a row leading our table. But right now they are in the 4th place. But I'm pretty much sure we are going to watch a lot of action from them today. But also FURIA team that is also known to be one of the most aggressive team from Group B. And they are leading in points in Group B, of course. But Fluxo team, oh well, that's a big question mark because 2 weeks in a row we have seen them in great highlights, doing anything that they can. They are the only team that got 10 booyahs in their baggage right now. And today they have one more opportunity to get booyahs and enough points. And as I said, there it is, the kill leaders, the natural born killers. And it is Sayas, Ruam, Mengod, and Kawan. And I'm pretty much sure each one of those guys have practiced this whole week, John. And we are going to see a lot of action from them this weekend.
That's the plan from all these sides in this Free Fire weekend. We're up to round 16 of the competition. 18 rounds in this phase before we move into the next part of the tournament, which is just around the corner next weekend. We're at the finals, a very long day of action when we get to the final, which is on one day, but knocks its games, 9 games in total. First map, our first match coming up very, very shortly now.
But, you know, John, let's also give a big shout out to the other teams from Group A who are also playing today and who were the home team from last weekend, right? And yeah, I'm talking about Cruzeiro, who were one of our biggest surprise when after several rounds, they finally got a booyah. I mean, not one booyah, but 2 booyahs, and they had their best day in points so far in Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4. And right now, the team are among the top 10, and they promise us that they are going to fight bravely during this weekend. So let's also keep an eye on those guys. They are in the top 10, fighting to get in the top 12, because we got a lot of information from you guys from the whole week and the last weekend, and I'm pretty much sure we are going to watch a lot of great things today because I'm very much excited also to see those guys over here. They are trying to fight over the trophy for the MVP, the most valuable player this season. And we got Ruan from Santos MVR team, Liquid General God from God, Mem God from FURIA team, and Kawan from Loud. But also we got BL from FURIA team. So we got two players right here from FURIA team, and they are playing today. Let's see if they are brave enough to keep getting on points in the MVP list.
And just a rundown of our maps and how they pan out here this afternoon. Same old story: Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda, and then the rotation of the maps once again. We are standing by for our first game of the afternoon, and we'll be heading off to Purgatory before too long. Carol, we haven't mentioned our friends Red Kalunga, a side who have the biggest kind of variation in their matches, because we never know what to expect. They never know what to expect. Sometimes fabulous, sometimes not so great.
Yeah, that's right, John. So the team, they have the highest coefficient of variation. So which means is that the team, they have oscillating a lot. They have a lot of ups and downs. The most in relation to its average points, right? So there were rounds with good scores and the other ones with bad ones. But we are going to see what these guys are capable of today because we were clear to take off, John.
Well, off we go then. Slightly overcast skies over Purgatory, suddenly turning to a very light blue, and an overhead shot of the map. What's in store then for map number 1 in round 16 of the Brazilian Free Fire League? A lot to play for over the next 3 days. And who will take the honours at the top of the table? Of course, getting those 12 points is absolutely fabulous, but it still means you are going to come up against 12 more teams in the final of the competition. Extra points, though, very useful.
And sorry. So it is good also to point it out, to talk a little bit about SS Sports, that in the weeks and weekends in a row, they were in the top 5, and right now they went all the way down to the 8th place. But we should definitely see what the team is going to do about today with their points, because they needed to get enough points to come back to the top 12, to the top 5, which it is possible right now. But still talking about Group A, Fluxo and Cruzeiro, they showed us good performance again with the first and second in scores on last Saturday. They repeated their performance on Sunday, and Fluxo in the first and Cruzeiro in the second again. And both of their teams, these teams, belong to the Group A. And we know that Group A is known to be one of the most aggressive group here in Free Fire Brazilian League. But especially last weekend, we got a lot of action from Fluxo team and Cruzeiro. We were hoping a lot, we were betting a lot on Loud team, but they didn't have their best day. So let's see if this weekend things will change, because Fluxo team is definitely leading the top, but Loud, I'm pretty much sure these guys are hungry to kill.
Our first map of the day. All quiet so far in Purgatory. And Black Dragon's also a team we never really know what to expect from. They've been up and down in this tournament.
Yep, Black Dragons were one of the teams that got last weekend a booyah, and also they, Oh, and there is one of our first fights between Flamengo and Team One. Team One there is always chased by Vivo Keyd right now. There is a lot of conflict between Flamengo and Team One, and let's see who is going to do better.
Couple of questions. Can Flamengo avoid going out early, as they want to do? Also, can they avoid the booyah, which is always a bad thing for Flamengo, especially in the opening round, the opening map of the day, which they tend to do well, and then they tend to fade away for the rest of the competition.
And actually, one of their most maps that they can get more booyahs were in Purgatory, because they always get the first booyah, John.
Not great for Flamengo, as we've said. And a head-to-head here early on then. Flamengo on one side.
But you know what? I feel like Team One, they are a good team, of course, even though they didn't get any booyahs so far. But they are a good team. They have more than enough capability to get in these fights, to win the battles. But something goes wrong for them to the late stage of the game. And our first blood goes to Team One, that already got advantage over Flamengo.
Oh dear, for Flamengo, the alarm bells ringing very, very early on in match 1 of round 16. Team 1, the only side without a booyah, and they move in towards the metal coffin, and Flamengo have gone out. Flamengo go out. They went into that metal box, always a dodgy place to be when you're going one-on-one. And they paid the price, Carol. What were they thinking heading up into that little metal coffin?
Well, most of all, they wanted to reunite and protect themselves, because that's the best cover that they can get in their place over there. But they split a lot. They split too much, and they were losing players and let Team One get an advantage.
Allowed against INTZ now. So the action coming nice and early, which is what we want to see, because teams know exactly what's at stake. Teams know that over the next 3 days is going to be the big moment for them. Are they going to qualify for the top 12? Are they going to be stuck into the kind of the access group phase, or are they heading down into Serie B if they finish in the bottom 2? Now Vivo Keyd on the move. So a lot to play for this weekend, a lot of action, a lot of things to be decided. INTZ have gone out, so they join Flamengo in the lobby. And Team 1. So much for the chance of Team 1 then getting their first booyah. They've gone out as well. So 3 sides out already, down to 32 players. This game has got off to a fast and furious start. And Vivo Keyd looking good. Loud have lost a player. Vivo Keyd lost a player. Cruzeiro, Canids before. Black Dragons, SSE Sports. Haven't seen SSE Sports so far. And Fluxo, all with full force. And
yeah, I feel like today, John, we are going to see a lot of early actions, because today is the last weekend to get enough points to head to the finals. So we are going to see a lot of early action. I hope so.
Carol, this is the right tactic, because we're at round 16. So we've had a lot of games already. Why not go for glory? Why didn't these teams go for glory early on to sort out the positions in the top 12 instead of leaving it right to the very, very end? As you said, it's great for us to watch. It's great for anybody watching the Free Fire League, of course. But, why not sort it out beforehand instead of leaving it to the last minute?
Yeah, I mean, right now, it is now or never. It is definitely dangerous if you can do a move and it all go wrong. But you're right. They should definitely do something before that, not right now. But, these guys are desperate, in need of points. So they are going to do anything right now.
Our Corinthians may be motivated by Neto's plea. 4 players available, 1 kill on the board. Fluxo, the top right-hand corner, maybe just watching. Maybe they haven't seen the battle between Cruzeiro and Corinthians, two football teams here in Brazil. The Foxes of Corinthians against the Musketeers. Sorry, the Foxes of Cruzeiro against the Musketeers of Corinthians. And these two going now head-to-head, trying to take out the opposition. Carol and Cruzeiro always dangerous, even if they're down a man. Corinthians digging in. Zenex 7 as Cruzeiro have gone out. Corinthians then taking out Cruzeiro. And Corinthians is one of those sides as well. We never know what to expect. They've been up and down.
Yeah.
SSE Sports keeping their heads down. This is typical SSE Sports. And FURIA have lost 2 players already. It's looking a bit dodgy for FURIA. They're on the back foot here. They are in big trouble. Big time. And out go FURIA.
Oh, wow.
That is an early blow. It's been a great start, Carol. Absolutely fantastic start to round 16.
Definitely it is, John, especially for Loud that is right behind of FURIA team and Santos. Santos was not playing today. They are going to play tomorrow. But this is great news for Loud. They start today very aggressive the rounds. They went for INTZ and they got the kills over INTZ and they finally are still alive before FURIA team. So this is definitely great news from Loud team. And I'm pretty much excited to see what these guys are going to do the whole day, I mean the whole weekend, but especially today. It is what I said, it is now or never, go big or go home, because Loud, they need points. They needed that FURIA team goes back to the lobby before them for them to get enough points to pass over them and maybe to get closer of Fluxo team.
Well, this is Fluxo. They've been quiet. 10 minutes on the clock, but it's been very lively. We're down to 7 sides. 25 players have gone, so maybe now we're at the stage it gets a little more cagey. SSE Sports, we get to see anything of them, but that's how they played, and that's how they played very successfully in the opening rounds of this Brazilian Free Fire League. And Fluxo then looking in a decent position, trying to get a bit of height, but not really wanting in place because they know they're going to be exposed. Loud 4 kills, but down to 3.
Yeah, I mean a little bit of team players disadvantage for them, but still they got the best position right now. It's going to be a little bit hard to, dominate the territory because you can wait for teams to come from the top, from the bottom, and all around you. Because right now they got the best position in the middle of the safe. But let's see and watch what's going to be the plan for Loud today, because we know that these guys, sometimes they didn't get the booyah. Especially talking about Loud, there was matches that they didn't got the booyah, but they didn't get the booyah, but they got the enough points to be front of the booyah teams. So anything is possible for them, and I'm pretty much sure they are prepared for the game today.
Loud starting a whacking 48 points behind FURIA. This is SSE Sports, who have the high ground. Still 4 players, but nothing on the board. Top of the table then was Fluxo and Santos, followed by FURIA and Loud.
Mm-hmm. And we got
the teams have gone a
Vivo
bit quiet.
Yeah, we got Vivo Keyd, SS,
going on.
team, Rangers, Loud before, and Black Dragons.
Black Dragons working their round the kind of the 9 o'clock position as we move to Fluxo and Corinthians. Corinthians hoping to pick up points. Corinthians have got boosters, but it's Fluxo are trying to engage. A Fluxo with a slightly higher ground. Confirmation then who's in it. Loud down to 3, likewise Vivo Keyd. Corinthians at full strength. Black Dragons down to 3. Fluxo and before we haven't seen them so far at maximum strength. Likewise SSE Sports.
But actually,
So-
we haven't seen before so far, but they got a great performance last weekend as well. They were also in a lot of times in the top 5, in the top 3. So we can maybe wait for great actions from them today.
Our Corinthians then starting to chase down Fluxo here, but a little bit exposed. Got the river one side, trying to keep an eye on Fluxo as Fluxo beat a hasty retreat. And they can see Fluxo. Want to get into a better position though, Corinthians. 4 kills in the bag already for them. This is JAP. 2 of those kills down to him. Maybe Corinthians, just for a second I thought they'd lost sight of Fluxo. Maybe they have. Maybe they can't see Fluxo. We, of course, can see everything that's going on. The teams, it's a different situation for them.
Something very interesting right now, talking about the teams, they're fighting over the top 12 and to not fall to the relegation zone. They probably won't get enough points to fight over the first place, of course. We all know that. But they can help the teams there on the top. So if Corinthians kill Fluxo team right now, they will help a lot, maybe Loud and Furia team.
Black Dragons down to 3, but 2 kills on the board. And Vivo Keyd maybe on the receiving end here. Vivo Keyd stuck in this building as Black Dragons move forward with some real purpose, but Jubinia laying down some proper firepower. He's got plenty of support as well. And Black Dragons up to 3. Vivo Keyd might be heading out, but it's been costly for Black Dragons. And Vivo Keyd still inside the building as Black Dragons just trying to force their way in. And Vivo Keyd go. Aggressive stuff from Black Dragons, but it's come at a huge price.
Wow.
New kill leader.
Corinthians off the map, as far as we're concerned. They've taken out B4. B4 haven't seen anything of them, as the kiss of death from Carol Bombshell sent them back to the lobby, but down to 5 sides now. Loud on the move. 5 kills, decent enough at this stage, but down to 3 players. Saez trying to pick off those moving targets. And it's Corinthians who are trying to find some cover. A quick response from Corinthians as well. Very good response from them. Fluxo, 2 kills. This is Godkill. And Corinthians a little bit exposed. And maybe Corinthians aren't moving forward on Fluxo here. They've been chasing them for the last 5 minutes or so, and now the two are going to go head to head. Woo! Well, the action coming very, very quickly here. Down to 5 teams, 12 players. Saez again, but Fluxo down to 2. Can Fluxo hold off Corinthians? Corinthians have been very, very strong here, and Corinthians have gone out. That's a great response from Fluxo. Black Dragons take out Loud. Black Dragons with just 1 player. We're down to 3 sides. 7 players. SS Esports, they're looking strong here because they've got 4 players out there, but only 1 kill on the board, so it's not going to be a massive points total for them. But Black Dragons have gone out. Decent kill, Paul and SS Esports against Fluxo. SS Esports, all 4 players, got to be red hot favourites to take the first booyah of the day. Fluxo have done very, very well to hang on. They've been down for 2 for such a long time now, but SS Esports are moving in with purpose. They have the bit between their teeth. Fluxo on 5, but down to 2. Who's going to take the first booyah of the afternoon? Looking good for SS Esports, but Fluxo are determined here. Saez with 3 kills on the board so far, trying to make it 4 or even 5. And Fluxo again digging in. Very, very harsh, but it's going to come right down to the wire here. And Fluxo have gone, and booyah! SS Esports taking the first booyah of the day. Fluxo did exceptionally well to hang on with 2 men for a big chunk of that final part of the first game. SS Esports, this is their way they roll. They keep it low, they keep it quiet. They won't get a massive amount of kill points, but they've got a booyah, and that will be a morale booster for them in round 16 of the Brazilian Free Fire League.
Of course, John, and that could have actually been one of the first Fluxo teams, Booyah and Purgatory, but SS Sports, they started the day saying that we are here for the game and we want to come back to the top. I don't know if they have still enough time. Okay, they're going to play this weekend at least twice, today and tomorrow, of course. So if SS Sports keep the same consistency they did this first game, they keep a low profile. They kept a low profile, like you said, so low that they only got 16 points for the first place, and we are used to see more than 20 and above. But still, it is a good start for SS Sports. They maybe can come back. They maybe can get back their confidence in the game, and we saw good stuff from them this first round. But talking about good stuff, what Black Dragons just did this first round, they got the squad wipe over FURIA team, Loud, and the other one was Vivo Keyd. Yeah, FURIA team, Vivo Keyd, and Loud team. They got a squad wipe over them, and they played beautifully also. But
Black Dragons. Okay, let's talk about Corinthians in a second. But Black Dragons went out kind of halfway through this first map, so they did remarkably well to get 16 points. And like you were saying, Corinthians also on 15. SS Esports, Carol, just going back to them, I think they realised that their position in the top 12, maybe it's some risk. So I think the policy now from them is that, okay, let's stay safe. Let's get amongst maybe the top 6 every game, just to make sure we finish off in the top 12, because they were slipping down the table big time.
Yes, of course, John. And this is the second booyah for them in Purgatory, but it's exactly what you said. Their position are in danger. They were the team that, until last weekend, they were always in the top 5, but right now they are all the way down to the top 10. They are in the 8th position. They started the day in the 8th position, but if they keep getting results like that, they are probably getting back to the top 5. That's what we are going to see. But also, talking about tops and tops, we are seeing here that Loud and Fluxo team, they are right. Fluxo team got 14 points and Loud 13 points this first round, and they will fight over the top for sure this whole weekend.
Well, our first boo then of the day, first of 6 maps, goes to SS Esports. Maybe enough to take them above Cruzeiro and to move them into 6th place. We shall see. Maybe even above God. God, of course, not in action, so maybe SS Esports up to 5th. We'll look at the table very, very shortly.
Yes, of course, and I'm very much excited to see how many points Fluxo teams are right now. What is the big gap they open ahead? Because we saw they were the team with more points. They started the day being the team with more points in our table, but I want to see if it is possible for FURIA team or even Loud to turn the table. Loud, that we already saw, they got a great start over FURIA team, and they are close to the points of FURIA team, but I want to see the difference between these teams, especially because they are very close. And we saw in the early today that Fluxo team, Santos, they are not playing today, but it's playing tomorrow. But FURIA and Loud, they are so close in points, and they will probably, not for sure, they are going to be the teams that are going to fight next weekend for the first place.
Well, there we have it then. The lead, Fluxo, on 642 points. Loud, yet to break into the 600 mark. No changes at the top. SS Esports do jump above Cruzeiro and are just a point away from God. So that consolidation by SS Esports working well for them. And those teams kind of, Black Dragons putting themselves with a bit of gap between the teams below them, INTZ, Corinthians and Flamengo and Team 1. So it's still tight down there, but Black Dragons wanting to make sure they get into the top 12.
Yes, of course. So this is great news for Black Dragons, actually. But INTZ, they always surprise us, and they can always get a booyah over there and over here. So it's just a little bit too early to say if we are going to see a lot of difference between Black Dragons and INTZ, of course. But FURIA team, what they most needed right now, it is a booyah with 20 points to get a little bit closer of Fluxo team. And I would say maybe Loud, 40 points, maybe 2 booyahs, or a round with a lot of kills for them to get a little bit closer of also Fluxo team. But this was just our first match on. We still have a lot of things to see today, and I'm very much excited for the match today.
Let's take our first break, and then we'll be heading off to Kalahari.
Hello everyone, what's up? My name is Tauna and I'm here to show that Free Fire is on fire! We have no time to waste and I'm really hyped to tell your squad that we are together on this. It's really dope and the Brazilian crew rocks! Free Fire is my family and I invite you to participate with us on Twitter using the hashtag LBFF. Come and be part of our family. See you guys later!
One time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Loud heading back, not quite back to their mansion, but this Fluxo mansion, in fact, not Loud. And Team 1 have gone,
Corinthians
but they're going to
looking
get
strong.
points. It will take them off at bottom, and Corinthians, as Carol says, looking strong here. Very strong indeed. INTZ go. Down to 3. Who's going to take the second boo of the afternoon? Corinthians, SSE Sports, INTZ have gone, as we've just seen there. And the Corinthians now, who went out to the lobby, the first side, have got plenty of confidence. But who's going to take it? Vivo Keyd have gone. So down to 2. SSE Sports and Corinthians. Which one of these two sides will it be? Rosado moving forward.
Wow.
And SSE Sports have gone, and booyah! Welcome back to our coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League. It's round 16 of 18. We're in the final stretch, in the final section of the group stage of the competition. So all to play for today, tomorrow and Monday, when the group stage will come to a dramatic end. And then next weekend, the finals of the Brazilian Free Fire League. SSE Sports taking the honours in our first map of the afternoon, with Fluxo coming second, but only 16 points by SSE Sports. Enough, though, to lift them up above Cruzeiro in the league table.
Of course, John. And we already saw a lot of action from all those teams. I'm kind of speechless to say anything right now, because anything is on the game. So anything can happen today, especially from the top dogs in our table. So things are going to get a lot more excited today. And I hope you guys can stay here with us the whole weekend, because we got games today, tomorrow, and Monday. And groups from Team A, they are the teams that are dominating the table. They are going to play today and tomorrow. So they have a huge opportunity to get gaps ahead of the other teams, John.
We've been cleared for takeoff, and that means a trip, the first of the afternoon, to Kalahari. Always a great map for the sides who like to go high to get those overviews of their opponents and of the situation around this Kalahari map. Team 1 and particularly Santos have been experts at taking the high ground.
And you know, John, we have seen great highlights in this specific map from Vivo Keyd. We saw one of the best gameplays here in Kalahari map, but Vivo Keyd, they also had one of the best and worst performances during last weekend, which is kind of funny, because the team that belonged to the Group B, and they had great highlights facing off Group A, of course. But in the other hand, against Group C, that is going to play tomorrow, they scored the lowest points among the 12 other teams. But this is something actually very used between the teams when they start to have great progress. We talked about that a little bit last weekend, because when the teams start to have great progress, a lot of increasement during the routes, it turns to be a nightmare to keep having the same consistency. Even the top dogs in our table, they have already faced that, like Loud, that 2 weeks ago they had the best of the best matches for them, but last weekend was not one of their best days. So I hope today that Vivo Keyd have a good day for them. They start today having a squad wipe over Team 1, but they suffered in the hands of Black Dragons. So let's see if these guys can keep the same consistency from last Saturday, because we cannot say the same consistency from last Sunday, because they were the team that had the lowest points last Sunday.
The teams now at this stage needing to find consistency. It's the final 3 days of the group stage of the Brazilian Free Fire League. SSE Sports taking the booyah. Fluxo behind Flamengo and INTZ, the first 2 teams to crash out to the lobby in Purgatory.
Yeah, of course. And Loud, this is kind of unusual drop call for Loud, but because in Kalahari they usually go to the playground drop. But right now maybe they are trying to go to the other team's favorite drop because they want to get points for killing, to get at least in the late stages of the games in a good position, but with a lot of kills in their baggage. So maybe they are getting a new strategy, adopting new tactics for the game, because we know the Loud they led our table in many weekends in a row, but right now they are all the way in the fourth place. So maybe they changed their strategy specifically, John, because they want to get more points, and they will probably at any time we can see an early battle for them from them.
Belgrade 7 of FURIA. With a really quick start to Purgatory. Very early firefights, and we've got our first firefight here. Corinthians, and before who went out, we didn't see them at all before they crashed out, and Corinthians had a decent showing in map number 1. They've gone to the high ground. Took a long time for Corinthians to get the first booyahs in the bag. They got a double booyah a few rounds ago. And before one of those sides who maybe, just maybe, might end up in the top 12. Currently a 9th before. Corinthians in 14th, giving chase to those sides in the top 12. So Corinthians need to put in a decent performance here this afternoon. And they've got the high ground here, and they've seen INTZ, who went out with Flamengo. INTZ in 13th right now. But Corinthians had them in the sights. Zenit 7.
Yeah, you're talking about Corinthians. Remembers me that Corinthians, they made their second best match in the competition in the second match of the day last weekend. They had 23 points and 11 kills, but the highlight was just for that first match. And Corinthians in the second match, they went down. They didn't keep the same consistency. And I feel like the word for today, it is consistency, because these guys, they need to keep the same results that they have been getting. I know it is kind of hard. I know there is a lot more than just play the game, but you have to be prepared mentally and for the game. And Corinthians, they have a great team, very aggressive. It is a new whole team that we already said that in the beginning of Free Fire Brazilian League. It is a new team, but I feel like they are in a good hands. They have a great coach with a lot of vision. They just needed to, do the right thing, which it is kind of odd to say, because we don't always know what is the right thing.
Well, this is getting interesting at the bottom. SS Esports that we're closing in on before. INTZ down there as well. And it's perfect for Corinthians because they've got the high ground. They can watch and wait and maybe pick off a few players. But this is also unusual for SS Esports, who, as we saw in the first map, kept a very, very low profile. And they need to be a bit careful here because the grenades are coming out. Up come the glue walls.
Wow, that was a perfect grenade. And if the grenade explode, I'm pretty sure they would have taken the 2 players from SS Sports.
Just that time delay. Getting the timing right as well, isn't it, Carol, with the use of the weaponry, especially grenades. There's a timer on those things. Obviously, you can't hang on for it too long in case you blow yourself up. But in that case, when the bounce, it just gave them that fraction of a second to get up a glue wall.
Yes, that was a perfect time to use for the usage of the glue wall. But actually, John, this season we haven't seen a lot more for the players using the grenades, because we have this new option that you can hold a little bit longer your grenade in your hands and throw at your opponent, and it will explode quicker. So this season we haven't seen a lot more for for the players using the grenade, which is kind of awesome because we got great highlights from these teams, from these players using the grenades, and it is awesome. It is everything, and I like to see that a lot more of that, of course. But you know, my favorite gun right now, it is the grenade launcher.
Sound of footfall rather than the sound of gunfire here in Kalahari. And we've yet to get our first kill, which means, Carol, it's going to be one of those games that all the teams are thrown together. It's going to be absolute mayhem as this map progresses.
Yes. Yes, John. And as we already can see, in our safe zone, we already got the teams Vivo Keyd, FURIA, Black Dragons, Loud, Esports, Team 1 getting approached. But there it is also B4 and INTZ. They're trying to get a place, a little bit of space inside of the safe zone, but Esports is already inside. So it's going to be very interesting to watch what B4 and INTZ what is their plan to get inside of the safe zone, because Esports for sure will block the way, but it is going to be a massive party between those three teams.
Maybe Fluxo haven't spotted Flamengo. Well, the battle then between before and maybe INTZ didn't happen early on as Corinthians looked on. Now, do Fluxo know that Flamengo are down there? Because it would be 1 against 4. And maybe Flamengo are on the move, but have they been spotted? Plenty of Fluxo players around using the height, and Flamengo are exposed there. Flamengo are getting caught out. Fluxo spotted them. That is not great from Flamengo. We get our first kill. And that was not very good at all from Flamengo. Got caught out in the open, and they have paid an early price. Jabaka, that's my guess at the name, taking first blood then, and Flamengo, who went out to the lobby with INTZ already down to 1 player, but likewise before as well. So there are 3 players have gone. We know that 2 of them are for before and Flamengo. Don't know where the third man is. All sides, 12 teams are out there still at the moment. That is going to change very quickly because before are getting some hammer here before, though, trying to fight back. INTZ go! INTZ have gone. It's been a dreadful start to the day for them because they went out alongside Flamengo in the first 2 teams. And Flamengo have also gone. So the first 2 teams who went out in the first map have also gone out in the second. That is a dreadful start for both those 2.
Of course, it is a dreadful start for Flamengo. Flamengo, they did it quite well last weekend, but today they didn't start very good. And this is the second time they go to the early to the lobby, John, actually. 0 points for Flamengo.
0-0 for Flamengo, unless they manage to get a kill. Likewise for INTZ. Corinthians with a decent showing in Purgatory. And Corinthians have been mean and lean so far on this Saturday, round 16 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. Trying to force themselves into the top 12 and into the next phase of the competition. And looking good here, JAP racing forward. And JAP with 1 kill on the board. Corinthians, again, as before, looked like it could be the end of the road for them, but they've got 4 kills, but they're down to just 1 player.
Wow.
Corinthians just trying to find that space against the before player who's about, responding very, very well here. Takes out Corinthians. That is absolutely brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff from before. Taking out Corinthians. Was that 3 or was it 4 against 1 at one point? Amazing stuff.
Was 3. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I was too loud right now, but that was exactly what John said. It was amazing. The last survivor from before took the whole team out of Corinthians. Oh, wow. Great stuff.
And before, have actually gone as well, but a fabulous showing from them. Down to 8. Fluxo, just down to 1 player. Black Dragons 2. Team 1. Will this be the moment? They've got 4 players out there. They've got 2 kills on the board. SS Esports, winners of the last round at full strength. Black Dragons have gone. Black Dragons, who did exceptionally well in the first round, they've gone. As they did last time, mid-table. And that metal coffin is Loud, who are applying the firepower on Cruzeiro. You've got cover, of course, if you're in those metal towers, but if you've got players attacking you from the bottom, 1 grenade, and you can lose your entire team. Team 1, 3 kills on the board. Looking for that elusive Booyah. Fluxo go. Fluxo have gone. FURIA, that's great for them.
Shut down.
Great news for FURIA, of course. But Team 1, the fact that they are a newcomer in Serie E, they can have a negativity impact on this final stretch because they haven't been so consistent in the whole competition. They get in the early fights, they can get kills, but they can make work to the late stages of the game, John. Let's see if that's the moment for them.
I think they're desperate. As FURIA have gone out, FURIA crash out as well. We're down to 5 sides. I think for Team 1, psychologically, they have to get a Booyah before the end of the group stage of the competition. They really, really want that. They do not want to be the only team who did not get a Booyah in 18 rounds of action. So,
I mean,
it's
right?
spread out. Vivo Keyd,
FURIA is gone.
Cruzeiro,
FURIA is gone, Fluxo is gone, so that means great news for Loud, right?
Could be, if they can impress here. And this is Cruzeiro. They've got that metal box situation. I don't think they'd be comfortable there, though. Trying to take out Vivo Keyd here. Vivo Keyd short of cover. That's a great shot. And that is the problem. You get those grenades and stuff, and Cruzeiro managed to avoid those, but they were living very, very dangerously. SS Esports getting involved. Cruzeiro decided to get out as Team 1 have gone. Team 1 is not going to be their moment. Vivo Keyd have gone as well. Loud, 3 kills on the board. Down to 3 sides. Loud at full strength. They've got Cruzeiro and SS Esports as well. One of these 3 will be taking the honours. Down to 9 players, though. And Loud are looking strong. Out come the grenades. SS Esports on the receiving end. Loud have gone down. They've lost a player. But SS Esports on the far side. Cruzeiro have gone out. So Loud against SS Esports. SS Esports. Will it be a double Booyah? Will Loud take the honours? And Loud are looking mean and aggressive. Who is going to take it? Loud are moving forward. SS Esports are running out of space here. They're going to be forced to move forward. And Loud, Koan Sechi on the move. Got 4 kills on the board. SS Esports have gone and Booyah! Loud taking the Booyah. SS Esports doing pretty well to get the 2nd spot, but it's not a double Booyah for them. It's Loud who take the honours in Kalahari.
As you like to say, John, loud and proud. And I said the Loud needed over 40 points to get closer of Fluxo team. And they started the day being in the top 3, which it is excellent. Sorry, in the top 5, which is excellent. And with this first Booyah for today's matches, it is excellent as well for Loud. This is the 8th Booyah in the competition so far for them, and the 2nd one in Kalahari. Also Loud, it is one of the best teams. They have the great performance in Kalahari, so that's what we have been expecting from Loud. And they start very great. A great start for them, of course, this weekend, and let's see if Loud will manage to get closer and closer of the top 1.
Well, it's been a great start to the day for SS Esports. Finally showing what they're about, trying to dig in and just make sure that they get that place in the top 12 and even better. They want to get back into the top 5, top 4 if possible. first place with a booyah, second place against Loud in Kalahari.
Yes, of course, and like I said, Kalahari is one of the maps that allowed get a great performance. But right now they got a booyah with 21 kills, John. That's something that we are actually used to see, and I'm pretty much sure if they are not close of Fluxo team, they are probably close of FURIA team. And I have a great feeling that today they are going to, to get they will pass over, of course, of Santos team. There's only going to play tomorrow, but Loud, that's the spirit. These guys start very aggressive today. They were in the top 5 of the first match. They got a booyah right now, and let's see what they are going to do about until the next rounds. But also SS Sports, a great start for SS Sports that managed to be in the top 3 as well in this last match, and got the first booyah, of course, in Purgatory. So great stuff for these teams. In the other hand, Flamengo and INTZ in the bottom with 0 points.
Awful day for Flamengo and INTZ. 0 points from 2 maps, and SS Esports then finishing in the top 2 on 2 occasions, but relatively low number of points. But morale boosters for SS Esports, because they're consolidating their position in the table and maybe even just starting to climb up a bit higher, especially with the INTZ failing so miserably in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, you said that today would be maybe a good day for Black Dragons between the fight against over the top 12 between INTZ and Black Dragons, and I said they would got great chances. And right now with this fail of INTZ, John, like you just said, it is kind of possible that they will open even big gaps ahead and keep their position in the top 12. Because this weekend is the last weekend of points of the phase groups that they needed to get enough points to, to be in the top 12. But also, let's see what the top 4 is going to do about, because I'm pretty much sure next weekend in the finals, it's going to be massive games for us to watch, especially because it's going to be 9 rounds, John. Are you prepared?
Totally not. It's going to be a mental battle, not just for the teams, but also for us, of course. A 2-man team doing the Brazilian Free Fire League in English. A little bit different in Portuguese when there's like 50 people involved in their coverage. Fluxo then moving on to 649 points, and SS Esports as FURIA behind. They're FURIA overtaking Santos. Looking good for them. SS Esports then slowly climbing up the table, but yet to break into that magic 600 mark. As Cruzeiro again, they've just climbed up the place. Team Liquid looking grim for them.
Yep.
And further down the table, Black Dragons still in the top 12, but Corinthians closing that gap as INTZ dropped down to 14th.
And SS Sports finally back to the top 5, right, John? They started the day in the 8th position where God is right now, and they climb all the way to the 5th position. They started the day getting a booyah. Right now they finished the Kalahari round in the 2nd place, so maybe they will keep getting, closer and closer of the top 4, which is not impossible, but it's going to be a long way to go.
Two maps have gone, 4 more to come in round 16 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. SS Esports and Loud taking the first 2 booyahs. Will be back shortly with Bermuda.
Hello everyone, what's up? My name is Tauna and I'm here to show that Free Fire is on fire! We have no time to waste and I'm really hyped to tell our squad that we are together on this. It's really dope and the Brazilian crew rocks! Free Fire is my family, and I invite you to participate with us on Twitter using the hashtag LBFF. Come and be part of our family. See you guys later.
Knock him out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Two teams out, and we've had a lot of casualties. FURIA have got 4 kills on the board, but they've lost a player. They want an average of 9 points per match at least, which will give them a good chance of going top of the table. But can they hang on here? That is the question. They're under some pressure, under a lot of pressure. In fact, they've lost 2 players. Can they dig in? No, they can't. They're going to go out. They've got 3 kills.
Wow.
And welcome back to our coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League. 2 maps down. SSC Sports taking Purgatory. Loud taking Kalahari. The battle at the top is warming up very, very nicely. Fluxo leading the way and opening up a gap now between themselves and FURIA. SSC Sports picking up points to consolidate their place in the top 12, maybe even the top 5 before shortly. And the sides trying to battle to break into the top 12. There's a real battle royale going on all over the maps. And we'll be heading off to Bermuda very, very shortly.
And we know, John, that Bermuda, it is the most loved map by the players, but not only the players, but especially for Fluxo team that got over 6 booyahs in Bermuda map, John. So let's see if Fluxo team is going to get their first booyah right now, because we are clear to take off.
Away we go then. Map number 3 of round 16. Free fire action to come today, tomorrow, and Monday. Monday, the final day of the group stage. So it's now or never for these sides vying for glory, trying to get into the top 12, trying to avoid relegation.
That's right, John. Now or never. Go big or go home, and that's exactly what Loud did today. They started the day being in the top 5, and they got the first booyah in the previous match. And actually, something very funny that happened is that SS Sport, it is the team that Kawan played last season, and he got a booyah over the previous team. So great stuff from Kawan, from a Loud team.
Great stuff indeed. Also saw Corinthians being taken out by some amazing action from before.
Oh yeah, of course. A great highlight for before, definitely these guys. Even though we haven't seen much of them today, that was everything, and that's the spirit. We like to see heavy things happening. We like to see a lot of Hunger Games, I would say. But anyways, let's see what's going to be about in Bermuda map, because we keep saying that's the map that the players know by hand, because this is the most usual map. We have been playing Bermuda map since the first time of our contact with Free Fire. And that's not different with those guys that have been practiced every day. They got their favorite calls. They know where to go, where to rotate. And let's see who is going to be the luck one to get the booyah.
Fluxo looking a little bit isolated. And changes being made early on. Probably going to see that. That's a fabulous first shot. Blam! Before. Power 7. Bread 7. Pulling the trigger early.
Was that over Vivo Keyd?
No. It was so fast, Carol, I actually missed it. But before then they're taking those one shots very, very quickly to wipe out the opposition.
Yeah, it was actually over. They took down 2 players from Vivo Keyd, and Vivo Keyd, I'm pretty much sure they were rotating, but just let me check really quick where is Vivo Keyd favorite drop call in Bermuda, and it is in Bimazak Strip, which is kind of the same for B4 team, so that's why those 2 teams collide right now. But for sure, B4 got advantage over Vivo Keyd team. So yeah, bad news for Vivo Keyd. They have to remain alive until the late stages of the game with the 2 players. That's the big question. They can do that.
Great news though for the likes of Flamengo and INTZ, who've gone out to the lobby. First and second in the first 2 maps. So INTZ and Flamengo needing to bounce back here in Bermuda. Two quick kills then. Vivo Keyd losing 2 players.
And we already got our first replacement. Replacement use, they take until the 4th round, until the 5th round to happen. But right now we already got 1 replacement in INTZ team, which explains a lot because they went down to the bottom the second match. So maybe their coach is trying to change something in their game, to change the strategy with the new player. But like I said, only 2 players down in Vivo Keyd, alive in Vivo Keyd team. And this is going to be a little bit of a hard time for them to get into the late stages of the game alive.
Seeing a lot of Vivo Keyd now, got a feeling that that's not going to happen for much longer because they're looking for some cover. They're looking for places where they can just hide and wait. And
Yeah, that's the
with
thing.
hope for them, keep alive until the points begin to clock up.
Yeah, that's the thing, John. When you lose lots of players early in the game, that can change your game, of course, and that can damage a lot. And Vivo Keyd right now, they have to stay out of trouble if they want to get at least a great position in the late stages of the game in this match specifically, because I don't know if they can survive if they keep walking around in the map, rotating a lot to get loot and things like that.
I will switch from FURIA to Loud. And the overview,
This is going to be
maybe this is going to be a bit of an early confrontation between these two. Maybe. If they know each other, if they know where they are, FURIA on the edge of the cliff.
Yeah. The question is what FURIA is doing there, because their favorite drop call, it is Observatory and Katolishwa. It is close of Loud favorite drop. But still, maybe their strategy right now it is to take down Loud, because Loud already started the day very good, being in the top 3, and right now with a Booyah, and they are getting closer and closer of FURIA, and I'm pretty much sure FURIA is not liking that. Right now, they probably will chase Loud. For sure, they will try to damage a Loud game.
Loud,
it looks like Loud doesn't
16
want
points
any...
behind FURIA.
Yep, it looks looks like that Loud doesn't want anything right now. They want to stay out of trouble and to get at least a great position in the late stage of the game. But oh my God, look at that! Corinthians and SS Sports, John.
Long range firefights between these two. Corinthians who got taken out when they were almost at full strength 5 before in map number 2, but it's been a decent showing so far from Corinthians. And this is allowed. So we switch from that firefight between SSE Sports, who have finished amongst the top 2. Now Vivo Keyd looks like they're going to be in more trouble here because they've been spotted by FURIA. And the plan for Vivo Keyd to keep out of trouble looks like it's about to fail miserably, because FURIA all over these Vivo Keyd players. It looks like there's just one Vivo Keyd man who is about to be heading back to the lobby very, very shortly. There you go, bang on cue. So I think Vivo Keyd still have a player out there. 4 players have gone. We've still got the 12 teams, so Vivo Keyd still alive, just about. Nobody has headed back to the lobby.
Yeah, because they split the two of them, right? And one of them is still alive. I'm pretty much sure also. Yeah, and he's right behind FURIA, close to Loud, in the river, and he's on the porch. The little houses.
And this is the overview of the map. Team 1 right at the very top. Loud in the same reason. INTZ as well. And FURIA. There's going to be a bit of a colossal clash very shortly, because teams are going to run into each other, especially Team 1 moving in on FURIA and INTZ. INTZ and Flamengo have gone out as the first 2 teams in the last 2 maps. And they really want to avoid that. Vivo Keyd down to 1 player. Haven't seen the mini kind of chart on the right hand side, so we don't know who else is taking damage. but we know that 3 players of Vivo Keyd have gone.
Yeah, but we haven't get any squad wipe so far, right, John? So all the 12 teams are still alive. We got first bloods from B4 team, and right now they are going for Fluxo. Wow.
Before have been aggressive in this match. It's been great to see.
Yep.
Fluxo, Nobru. Fluxo maybe weren't prepared for this attack from before. And Fluxo trying to regroup. Nobru was trying to work his positions as we switch amongst these Fluxo players. Fluxo then taking damage against before have been aggressive throughout this tournament. So far they're up to 4 kills. And they are moving in on Fluxo here. Fluxo in real danger. Before have really gone for it and trying to create something. How well, Minuzi trying to find a good shooting position. Fluxo not aside to cave in easily, but they're under real pressure here from before. So move and fire, move and maneuver, fire and maneuver. Always the order of the day. Round 16 of 18. We're in the final weekend of the group action. Still 12 sides, down to 42 players as we move to Cruzeiro.
And Cruzeiro have spotted Fluxo team as well, so they are in a bit of sandwich right now. They try to run away from B4 team and they face with Cruzeiro.
A first sandwich of the afternoon. Might be a Fluxo filling. Fluxo will come under heavy fire from before. Maybe Cruzeiro will join the party. And maybe they'll be prepared just to take a few headshots from sniping positions. And INTZ also zoning in as well. But 12 minutes gone, all 12 sides are there, but only just. Esports have taken early damage.
Which is kind of bad news for Fluxo team. Yeah, which is kind of bad news for Fluxo team, of course, but FURIA, they're kind of happy to see. Oh, the last one for Vivo Keyd is out, John, is gone back to the lobby.
So Vivo Keyd then become the first team in Bermuda to crash out. They took early damage. They did well to survive for so many minutes. Now team 1. And FURIA may be about to go head-to-head. 7 players have gone. So teams have been losing players. And Team 1 against FURIA. Team 1, the only side without a booyah in the competition so far. If that's going to happen, they need to take out FURIA here. But I know where my money is between these two sides. Team 1 are closing in on FURIA. Can they knock FURIA out? It will be a huge ask for Team 1 to do that. But they're going for it here. And these two are refusing to back down. Team 1 against FURIA. Team 1 with 1 kill on the board. Bruno 7. Moving in with some purpose. Trying to get his first kill. FURIA a little bit on the back foot. Drizzy trying to just outmaneuver. Trying to get into a good fighting position against FURIA. And they get to 2 kills. Is that 2 FURIA men who've bit the dust? Hard to say, but it might be a side taking pot shots. Team 1 against FURIA. And now Loud getting in on the party. It's getting congested with 14 minutes on the clock. Noda 7 as we get a nice little aerial view of what's going on. FURIA, Loud, Team 1 all involved. Who is going to survive in this little battle royale between these 3 sides? Loud on the move. Teams keep running into each other. Maybe Esports as well might be just looming in on this party. As Loud disengage. And we switch to B4. FURIA still in it, but B4 are giving chase. Pound 7, nice headshot from him. Double kill on the board as Cruzeiro also joined the party. Down to 10 side. The Fluxo have gone out. Fluxo go out. So 2 sides have gone. Vivo Keyd and Fluxo. That's great news for Flamengo and INTZ, who are still out there to get their first points of the afternoon. Team 1 goes.
Yeah, it is also great news for Loud and Furia team to see Fluxo team going back to the lobby that early, especially for Furia team, but they are down to 1, John. Let's see if they are able to get at least some great position, significant position in the late stages of this match in Bermuda.
Heavy damage for Flamengo, but as you said, Flamengo bang on cue, they've gone out. At least there might be a point or 2 in the bag for Flamengo, though. They've got a kill along the way. Hard for us to know at the moment. Loud on 3 kills. FURIA have gone out. FURIA, so some of the big names have gone out now. Fluxo have gone. FURIA have gone out. INTZ still in there, so they'll begin their best points of the afternoon so far, but we'll have to deal with Loud here. And Loud and INTZ. There's also firefights coming in from a long way out. Loud down to 3. Trying to resist. Order 7. And some nice double kill work from Loud. And SS Esports it is, who are sitting back, watching and waiting, and hoping to take some shots from this safe position, while avoiding losing any of their players. They're down to 3 already, but got 2 kills. And watching and waiting as INTZ and SS Esports now up to 3 as Corinthians crash out, and Loud have gone. Loud have gone as well, so the big names are falling by the wayside here. INTZ finally go, but they're going to be amongst the points. We're down to 4 teams. Cruzeiro putting down some firepower. Black Dragons. Cedalinia. Great shot from him. Double kill. And Cruzeiro moving forward on Black Dragons. 4 still in there, 6 kills, but down to 3. We're down to 4 sides, 13 players. Cruzeiro moving forward menacingly, and good stuff from Cruzeiro. SS Esports, this is going to be decent for them as well. That's a great shot. SS Esports putting down some real firepower on Cruzeiro. They're in a very good position, and they go up to 6 kills. So SS Esports, so Cruzeiro have gone out. Cruzeiro unable to resist, and SS Esports looking promising, but they move on to 7.
Cruzeiro is out too.
Before taking some damage here from SS Esports, who've had a good day. Before have gone out, we're down to 2. SS Esports. Chance perhaps for a double booyah for them. They're having a very good run so far today, showing more like it from them. And Black Dragons against SS Esports. Can it be a double booyah from SS Esports? Because Black Dragons here, slightly down the hill, do not have a lot of room to maneuver. And SS Esports with that great position on the top of the hill, but it's nowhere to go for Black Dragons. And SS Esports and Maxwell trying to get some advantages, trying to make a flanking action here. Black Dragons, though, digging in. And Black Dragons responding here. Black Dragons have gone out, and booyah! SS Esports taking out Black Dragons. So SS Esports then, a second booyah of the day. Now, will they make the points total count? Took out Black Dragons. I think this time SS Esports will get a decent points total. They only took 16 when they got the booyah in Purgatory. They finished second after Loud in Kalahari, and they've taken the booyah in Bermuda with this bit of action against Black Dragons right at the very end.
Finally, SS Sports rising from the ashes, John. Their 7th booyah in Free Fire Brazilian League and the second one in Bermuda. And this is the first time since round 1, since the first weekend of Free Fire Brazilian League, that SS Sports didn't get a double booyah. And we already got a double booyah today. this early on Saturday, which is very good. And also, it is amazing, excellent coming from SS Sports, because those guys, they were so bad. Last weekend was one of the worst weekends for them for sure. They were always on the top 5, and they went down to the 8th position. They started the day in the 8th position, but they already climbed up a little bit in the table. They are right now in the top 5 again, and with more 21 points of this Booyah, maybe they will get great results in our table, and I'm very curious already to see that. But look at before we haven't seen great stuff from before as well. They are doing an aggressive game right now. They are coming for all the teams, and they are not scared of that. But also Black Dragons, they are keeping open gaps ahead of the other teams that are below them in the table, and they are holding their position in the 12, and that's the spirit. So today we have to keep an eye on two things: the teams that are on the top and the teams that are fighting over to not fall off the top 12. John.
INTZ getting points after 2 early exits. Before have been impressive. They have been aggressive so far today, and before quietly consolidating their position in the top 10. But what a day so far for SS Esports, timing it to perfection. And the final weekend of the group stage.
Yep.
And as Carol said, their best performance when it comes to Bermudas. Not Bermudas, when it comes to Booyahs.
Each point right now counts. So Fluxo team got 0 points, and FURIA only got 4 points, which means that even Loud got 90 points in this last match, it is still better than FURIA team and Fluxo team. So Loud is in the run for the first place to take the victory, and with this 90 points advantage over FURIA team and Fluxo team will definitely make a good difference for them in our table.
What a day then so far for SS Esports, a second Booyah of a day, and they have finished in the top 2 in all 3 maps. We'll look at the table in just a second, see how things have changed, if at all.
Actually, I was wondering right now if SS Sports, they keep doing the same game, getting in the top 3, being on the top 3, of course, in those during the rounds, and get Booyahs over the day, if they can get closer of the top 3 and maybe be on dispute over the first place. This is going to be very interesting to watch, this great stuff from SS Sports. But congratulations for them with this double Booyah today. We already have more 3 matches to come, John, but I'm already very excited to see what is going to happen, because right now we only got Booyahs from teams from Group A. Where is the teams from Group B? What's happening to them?
Struggling so far. Table's coming up in just a few seconds, but you said a big if, of course. And that will be the question, if SS Esports can continue, but they're a long, long way of breaking into that magic 600 club. So they'll have to have a fantastic performance even to catch up with Loud. They're a long, long way behind Loud in 4th place, but Cruzeiro fighting back. And Fluxo and FURIA then, still a bit of a gap at the top of the table before consolidating their place in 9th and within touching distance of the likes of God and Team Liquid. Black Dragons into 11th, taking over Metagaming's slot, but a bit of a gap then between the 12th place and INTZ in 13th. INTZ getting their first points on the board. Likewise, Flamengo.
Yes, of course. But before, they have been doing the same game style since last weekend. They were also very aggressive, and they came again very aggressive. And the team that played for Flamengo Sports last season, right now they come in before team very strong as well. But they still have a couple of time. You know, these 3 days they will play, and I hope they can get enough points to climb a little bit more in the table. But great stuff for sure from Black Dragons, John, and they start doing their job right now. It's a shame there is only on the last weekend of the group phase, but still, these guys are here for the game.
3 maps down, 3 more to come. We shall be back very shortly.
Hello everyone, what's up? My name is Tauna and I'm here to show that Free Fire is on fire! We have no time to waste and I'm really hyped to tell your squad that we are together on this. It's really dope and the Brazilian crew rocks! Free Fire is my family and I invite you to participate with us on Twitter using the hashtag LBFF. Come and be part of our family. See you guys later!
One time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
And they took away one of the most aggressive teams here in Free Fire Brazilian League.
Vivo Keyd, kind of slap bang in the middle of the table. Have hopes of making it into the top 12. Started the day in 10th, but it's been a grim start for them so far. Going out twice now, Vivo Keyd early on. Not what they wanted. This is God. 2 kills on the ball for them. No sign of FURIA again. If Corinthians have gone out, have they just crashed out? Yes, they have. Corinthians then. Oh, this is deja vu all over again. 3 maps down, 3 more to come in our coverage of round 16 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. It's the final weekend of action over Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The final stage in the group stage of this Brazilian Free Fire League. SSE Sports, it's been their afternoon so far, taking 2 booyahs and finishing second behind Loud in Kalahari. Kano Bombshell, can they keep it up?
Oh, of course. I hope so, because they start the day getting the booyah. The second match of the day, they were in the top 3, and already a double booyah. And I'm pretty much sure they are full of confidence. They had the same performance, the same development in our first weekend of Free Fire Brazilian League, and that worked for them very well. Maybe their mission here is only play that like that on the first weekend and in the last one. So let's see what these guys have prepared for us, because so far they are taking a breath away. So today it is the day, it is the afternoon for SS Sports for sure. But I'm pretty much sure we are going to see a lot more from Loud, because FURIA team and Fluxo team, they are not doing so well right now. I mean, it's still 3 more rounds to come, but a long way to come. But Loud, they are from the top dogs in our list, of course. Loud is one of the teams that have the best development so far, the best performance so far. But SS Sports, I hope they have the same consistency, because right now they have already shown us they can.
Purgatory coming up very shortly. Won by SSE Sports, Fluxo was second. Loud took Kalahari, SSE Sports were second, and SSE Sports taking Bermuda with Black Dragons in second place. That is the state of play as we zoom off on the runway, heading for Purgatory. Round 16 then, 16 of 18, we're moving into the final dramatic sessions of the group stage of this Brazilian Free Fire League, all to be resolved on Monday evening, 6 p.m. local time start, and then the final coming up, which will cover not 3, not 6, but 9 maps in one day.
And we are back to Purgatory map, John. And I got here the standings by maps. And on Purgatory map, we got the best team for the best performance from FURIA team, Loud, Black Dragons, Fluxo, and of course Flamengo. Why Flamengo? Because most of the time that Flamengo got a booyah, they get in Purgatory map. But this is unusual early battle we are about to see from FURIA team and Fluxo team. So FURIA team is coming heavy for the teams from Loud and Fluxo team. Maybe that's the strategy for them today. And let's go, John.
We had an early battle when we were at Purgatory. It was a really exciting start where teams fell by the wayside very, very quickly in Purgatory. A little bit quieter in Kalahari and Bermuda, but Purgatory was a great start. And we heard our first fire pattern. Now, this is going to be interesting here for Flock. So if Cruzeiro have spotted their little battle down there, because Cruzeiro are in a great spot, because they can just fire off, and they do that as well. Cruzeiro have spotted what's going on, although, who are they firing at? I think they've gone the other way, Cruzeiro, but they've got 2 quick kills. Now, who was exposed? Carol, did you spot who Cruzeiro have taken down?
Yeah, Black Dragons.
I'm afraid.
Black Dragons are down. 2 of players from Black Dragons is already back to the lobby. So they were trying to go to their favorite drop call, which is kind of funny because sometimes the airplane rotation routes can damage their game for them to go to their favorite drop call. And Cruzeiro spotted that and killed 2 of the players from Black Dragons. But coming back for FURIA team, John, in Bermuda map, they tried to go for Loud team, but right now they are coming for Fluxo team. Maybe that's the strategy for them today, to take down the teams that are close of them in their table and get points in advantage of that. But we all know that's very dangerous.
Dangerous, but can prove to be effective. Fortune favours the brave. The Black Dragons then, who came second to SS Esports, down to 2. They're the only players who've gone so far. Fluxo and FURIA taking a look. Fluxo, who went out back to the lobby as the second team behind Vivo Keyd in Bermuda, will really want to avoid that. And Cruzeiro went, in fact, the opposite direction when they took out 2 of the Black Dragons players. And FURIA deciding maybe it's time to get out of here. But when they do that, though, they are exposed. Nobru taking a few long-range shots. And are Fluxo giving chase? Or is it a trap by FURIA? And Fluxo doing their best to use the cover of the buildings. FURIA certainly reposition themselves. But if they keep retreating, there's a chance they might run into another team.
Especially because Cruzeiro is on the bottom part of Brasilia. So Cruzeiro got enough space to get better loot and equipment to come for FURIA team and Fluxo team. But it looks like FURIA decided to turn over and run away from Fluxo team, which, in my opinion, it is their best option, because maybe they can lose a lot if they stay in the same position, try to take down Fluxo team. And they cannot risk that in the early stages of the game, for sure.
FURIA then doing a runner and got away with it. Loud in a decent position. Maybe not happy with where they are. That's always a good idea. When you are stationary, always hit the turf. Vivo Keyd then, the only side of lost players so far in this purgatory map. Won by SS Esports.
And looks like INTZ have changed their rotation, because right now we are not seeing them so close to Loud, and Loud is already rotating to another place, and they can easily meet with INTZ. But looks like Loud have spotted maybe FURIA team down there.
Or maybe INTZ. It looks like they've seen FURIA. And INTZ are in a good position maybe to exploit that situation. Or maybe Loud haven't seen anybody.
Yeah, everything remains calm. Still the 12 teams alive. A couple of their teams have damage, like Black Dragons team. 2 of the players are already gone back to the lobby. But looks like, John, we are going to have one of those days in Purgatory map where every single one meets in Brasilia. So the neighborhood today, it's going to be crowded. Very crowded.
Silence in Purgatory so far. It's about to change. Round 16. 3 maps have gone. SS Esports having one of their best days for quite a while. Closing in at the kind of 4 o'clock position on the map. And all these teams know how important these next couple of days are. They want to pick up points. They want to be in that top 12 to go through to the next stage of the competition. And they certainly don't want to be in the bottom two.
Oh, of course. And I actually want to talk about a little bit more of Flamengo, that also they are in the run for to not fall to the relegation zone. And the team with more than 30 points of advantage in the relegation zone, they come from their best round in the competition from last weekend, of course. And I believe that is more in the fight for them to classify for the top 12, of course. But there is still a long way to come for Flamengo, and they haven't started today in a very great highlights and positions. In the other hand, last weekend was one of the best weekends for them. But it seems like they are not getting there this weekend. But still, there is this round and 2 more to come. And if I'm not... I think they belong to the Group B, so they are not going to play tomorrow. Yep, I think so. So today is the only day for them. Just let me check that.
Still, it's been pretty slow here. Unlike the first time we were in Purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 players have gone, both Black Dragons.
Mm-hmm. Remember that last weekend the home team was Group A, and starting on Monday and today, it means that the Group B is the home team, but tomorrow and Monday, Group C is the home team. So which means that Group B already played on Monday and it's playing today again, so they have the opportunity to open big gaps ahead over the other teams that are closing the table of them. But tomorrow, Group C will have the opportunity to play 2 days in a row. So we are also excited to see tomorrow matches, to see Santos playing, and also God, that is one of the big names for Group C.
And still, we stay... Okay, we switched from the overhead shot to INTZ because it's 10 minutes on the clock. And everybody is still out there. When it comes to teams, only Black Dragons have lost 2 players. INTZ, who went out with Flamengo. First 2 teams back to the lobby, the first time we were here.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird, John, because our first match day was in Purgatory map, and the first blonde only took less than 5 minutes, and there was a lot of other barrels going on, and it didn't took too long to see the first squad wipe. But looks like Vivo Keyd is having a hard time over INTZ here.
Action now starting to come. Corinthians and SS Esports also in on the action, using that tie ground to their advantage. Aranya 7, Spider 7. 1 kill on the board for SS Esports. It's been their day so far, and they're in a very good position here to see what's going on. Now, Loud and Fluxo. Maybe this time these 2 will go head to head. Loud and FURIA we saw earlier on, but didn't happen, that battle, but this one I think is going to. Loud and Fluxo. Fluxo very, very compact. Trying to find a way round as Loud are watching and waiting, but we'll have to be on the move here. Loud and Fluxo. Still, we've got 12 sides, but we're down to 44 players. No kills for Loud. And again, it's pretty cautious. Nobody wants to go back to the lobby at this stage. Round 16 in this Brazilian Free Fire League.
Ooh. Now it is the time for Loud to go rush on Fluxo team. One of them are already down, John.
down but not out. And Loud, maybe listening to your advice. Maybe they've left it though a little bit too late. Kawan, 7. Still nothing on the board. 1 kill on the board now for Loud. They've taken down a player from Fluxo.
Where is those grenades?
The grenades, a double grenade. Still only the 1 kill, and Vivo Keyd have gone out. Vivo Keyd have gone out as Loud press here forward, and now looking menacing and clocking up the kills. Kawan 7 is looking menacing here. Double kill as Loud move on to 3. Vivo Keyd have gone out again, 2nd time in a row. Back to the lobby. And Loud are about to dispose of Fluxo. So Fluxo going back to the lobby. Also, Vivo Keyd and Fluxo going back to the lobby together again for the 2nd map in a row. That is amazing stuff. Wow. Flamengo join them. Flamengo join them. Not Flamengo's day. And there's a pattern here, Carol. Flamengo, all out in the lobby. And in the last 2 games, Vivo Keyd and Fluxo have gone out early as well.
And Loud came for Fluxo team, one of the first team on our table, but FURIA is now blocking the way for Loud. So I'm very happy to see the top dogs fighting against each other. I like to see how hungry they are to be on the top and not letting anyone to pass over them. So FURIA team is going to block the way of Loud for sure.
Before also could be involved in the action. Just out of the map, but they are around. And this time, though, there will be a head-to-head between Loud and FURIA. But where are before? They were watching. And maybe FURIA are in an exposed position here. Loud have got that wall to one side. And FURIA, though, maybe lacking protection. FURIA, this is not clever, heading into those metal coffins. 1 grenade, and it's goodbye to FURIA. Teams, of course, have to get close enough to use them. They've got the grenade launchers, of course, as a possibility. Loud with 4 kills on the board and make that 5 kills. Kawan with 3. Loud taking some damage. Cruzeiro have gone out. Cruzeiro have gone out. So times are looking bad for Cruzeiro. Loud moving up to 6. Team 1 have gone. No boo still for Team 1, but they've been okay in this match week 16. FURIA still hanging on, all bunched up. 1 grenade and it could be curtains for them. Before had been lurking just round the corner, but down to 7 sides and 25 players. Now before on the move here. And before I've spotted INTZ. INTZ caught out in the open. Kawaloki has seen those INTZ players, and now this is going to be interesting because SS Esports have also got in the action, and B4 I think have been caught out here. B4 could be in some trouble because SS Esports have come here from behind and trying to take out B4. SS Esports have timed everything so well.
Yep.
In round 16.
And actually, before they were in a bit of sandwich. They were between INTZ and SS Sports, and they had to split their 4 players, between 2 and 2 sides to hold their position in the middle. But it looks like they have been punished by that.
INTZ, Loud, and Black Dragons have all just gone out. We're down to 4 sides. SS Esports, are they in for a triple booyah here? Because they just sneaked up on before when they were occupied. And those 4 teams, we know it's SS Esports and the B4s out there. Corinthians are also out there as well. And Corinthians wanting to get away from that relegation zone, wanting to move perhaps towards the top 12. And FURIA still in that metal coffin. And maybe for their survival, they might just have to get away from them. But where can they go? They've got Corinthians one side. 1-9. on his own, leading the charge. This is Brave from 1-9, but he might have paid the price just there. Corinthians, 3 kills. And before I've gone out, so FURIA against Corinthians, and SS Esports will let these two fight it out. Good triple kill, and FURIA have gone. So Corinthians against SS Esports. SS Esports looking for a hat-trick of boos. They've had a fabulous day. They're going to finish in the top 2 for the 4th map of the afternoon. Can they take out Corinthians? Can they make it a triple booyah and copy what they did back in round 1? A moment of glory perhaps here for SS Esports, because Corinthians are down to 2. It's 3 against 2. Corinthians go and booyah! SS Esports taking out Corinthians. A hat-trick of booyahs for SS Esports. They have repeated what they did in round 1 of the Brazilian Free Fire League.
Kind of, John, because in the very first weekend they did 3 booyahs in a row, one followed by the other. And right now they got triple booyah, of course, but not in the follow order. But it's still great stuff for them. Great game. That's the 8th booyah of SS Sports, the 31 in Purgatory map. And they are dominating all the highlights with points and position. That's the second team, of course, to get triple booyahs. I mean, they are the only one in a Fluxo team that got triple booyahs in matches. But I mean, great stuff for SS Sports.
Red Kalunga, I think,
and
also
we are
in the
seeing
3.
that. And we are seeing that SS Sports, they are here definitely to come back for their place in the top 3 in our table.
Well, SS Esports then dominating round 16. Now in with a chance, because there's 2 more maps to go, now in with a chance of making it 4 or maybe even 5 booyahs for them. We're going to see the points in a minute. 18 points to get, not massive. Great for Corinthians getting 17. But the side at the top, apart from Loud perhaps, who are in double digits, struggling just a little bit. So SS Esports making up ground. Still a long way behind Loud, but doing their best, certainly to break into the 600 club.
Yes, of course. And I was actually, of course, congratulations to SS Sports. They got their triple booyah today in the very first place with 18 points. But I was more excited to see about Loud and FURIA team, because Loud, they were with a massive amount of points this round. But they went back to the lobby for FURIA team, which can, of course, damage their scoring scheme in our table. But they got points advantage of FURIA team that is doing an okay round today, but Loud for sure. All the highlights go today for SS Sports and Loud, of course. And MVP from this last match was Hazuri from Corinthians, and it's good to see also Corinthians in our top 3 of today matches. But sadly for Fluxo team, that Loud got a squad wipe over Fluxo team and send them back to the lobby in the very first place. Which means if you go to the lobby in the very first place, you get 0 points.
Twice in a row then it's happened to the leaders. Fluxo getting 0 points. Top of the table. And in 2 maps, getting absolutely nothing. What a chance then for the teams below them, the chasing pack, to close in on Fluxo.
Wow.
And as you said, also great for Corinthians in their quest to break into the top 12. Can they do it? Have they done it? That is the question.
And also, I was as we were watching the last match, we saw that SS Sports once more they work very great at the usage of the grenades, and we haven't seen in the whole Free Fire Brazilian League so far how these guys have managed to use the grenade. And SS Sports, they got great advantage over the other teams using the grenades. So congratulations to SS Sports. There's not getting the 30 Booyah today, but also having a beautiful performance during the rounds, John.
SSE Sports, certainly the team to beat in round 16. Can they break into the 600 club? Can they close the gap on the likes of Santos and Loud? And also with Fluxo coming a cropper in the last two maps. How is that going to change the situation at the top of the table? Because FURIA are very, very close now. 6 points behind the leaders. Loud up to third, overtaking Santos. SSE Sports still a long, long way for them to go if they want to break into the top four, so maybe top five, more realistic for SSE Sports. But they have done what they had to do. They're securing their place in the top 12, and the way things are going, they'll secure their place in the top 5. Corinthians
Yes, of course,
up
John.
to 13th.
Yep, and according to our agenda, Group A is playing today and tomorrow, so SS Sports have plenty of time to get their booyahs, enough points to climb all the way to the fight against the top one. I mean, of the victory, of course. But that's what you said. There is still a long way to come if they want to get at least in the top 3. But Loud, it's getting closer and closer of FURIA team, and I'm pretty much excited to see if they will get their double booyah today or if FURIA is going to get a booyah today. Let's see.
Let's go for our next break, and then we shall be back for Kalahari.
Hello everyone, what's up? My name is Tauna and I'm here to show that Free Fire is on fire! We have no time to waste and I'm really hyped to tell your squad that we are together on this. It's really dope and the Brazilian crew rocks! Free Fire is my family and I invite you to participate with us on Twitter using the hashtag LBFF. Come and be part of our family. See you guys later!
they were definitely in a sandwich. Oh my goodness.
A super sandwich for Flamengo.
And I couldn't track who took them down because both sides were fighting them.
Still out there, Flamengo. Still hanging on. God kill with one. INTZ have gone. INTZ become the second team to go out. And welcome back to round 16, where so far it's been SS Esports Day, blowing away the opposition and finishing in the top 2 on 4 occasions, and 3 of those were booyahs for SS Esports as they consolidate their place in the top 12, moving into the top 5, but maybe too late to break into the top 4.
Of course, and we already got our triple booyah. What a surprise, John. What a surprise to see even that it comes from SS Sports. SS Sports, they haven't been get these performances since the first weekend of Free Fire Brazilian League, because we saw that they are a great team, of course, all of them are, but their best performance was in the first weekend of Free Fire Brazilian League, and until the since there, of course, they were coming a long way of ups and downs. And right now, in this last weekend of group phase, SS Sports rise from the ashes.
16 points in Purgatory. Took 18, finishing behind Loud in Kalahari, 21 in Bermuda, and 18 in Purgatory again. So not exactly massive points from SSE Sports, but they're doing the job, and they have 2 more maps to perhaps make it 4 or even 5 booyahs house. We've been cleared for takeoff, and we shall be heading to Kalahari.
So our first booyah was from SS Sports, the second one Loud, and then right now we got the third one was SS Sports and the fourth one SS Sports. So it is possible we can get a double booyah from Loud and maybe the fourth booyah in Free Fire Brazilian League history from SS Sports, because those guys, they're close of to get booyahs today. For me, it is Loud, SS Sports, they have already got it, but Corinthians, they are so close, and FURIA team, they are doing anything they can, but also before, oh my goodness, what before is playing today, it is speechless.
SSE Sports saying finishing in the top 2 in all 4 maps. It's been an interesting mix who's finished second behind SSE Sports. Fluxo in the first map, and then Black Dragons in Bermuda, and then Corinthians in Purgatory the second time round. And also a very mixed bag for Fluxo. Fluxo finishing second in Purgatory in the first map, and then Fluxo going out twice, as amongst the first 2 teams going back to the lobby in Bermuda and Purgatory the second time round in Purgatory. So Fluxo wanting to avoid a hat trick of 0 points.
Watching Flamengo right now, I feel like they are fighting to classify themselves in the top 12 more than they are trying to run away from the relegation zone. So their mission today is to try to be on the top 12, and because still, if they go, they are not in the top 12, they have the group sorry, I forgot the name, John. Help me out here. So if you're not
access
in the top
group.
12, the access group. Yes, exactly. So you still can play the access group and try to come back to the Serie A of Free Fire Brazilian League. But anyways, I feel like Flamengo today they are trying to fight for the classification in the top 12 more than they are trying to run away from the relegation zone.
Although they are much, much closer to the relegation zone than they are breaking into the top 12. Again, for the likes of Flamengo, it will really be a fantastic run for them to get into the top 12. Corinthians looking like they could break into the top 12. Meta aren't performing here this afternoon, so maybe it's on for Corinthians. The sides below them, though, it's a long shout. But as I say, Flamengo closer to the drop zone than the top 12.
And as we are used to, in the fourth and the fifth rounds, we get replacements in the team. So we already got a very interesting replacement here in Loud team, which it is Vinix. Vinix, he is known to be one of the best snipers in Free Fire Brazilian League since the first seasons of Free Fire Brazilian League, of course. But right now, they got a replacement between Vinix and Noda. And Noda, the player from Loud team, he is known to be one of the best front for Loud. He is one of the best in rushes and in the mano-mano fights. So this is going to be a very interesting thing to watch, especially because Loud already are taking damage from Vivo Keyd.
Kalahari, lots of sniping positions. A lot of places where you can get high above your opponents. Now, Fluxo, very spread out as they take a few pot shots at before a bit aggressive so far here this afternoon. And Fluxo wanting to avoid that triple embarrassment of going out to the lobby 3 times in a row without scoring a single point. They're top of the league, so there's not top of the league performance, but they're raining down some real problematic firepower on before. And Fluxo get a kill, so at least there's a point in the bag, the first in 2 and a bit matches then for Fluxo. And Fluxo, the high ground before, a bit spread out. They've got Corinthians also about there, and Team 1 as Fluxo maybe look towards before. Superb positioning from them.
Yeah, this can be a little bit risky for Fluxo team because, like you said, they are spread out. 2 of their teams are in the top position, and those 2 ones are down here. But they also got 2 teams to worry about. 2 right here before team and Corinthians over there with the other 2 players from Fluxo team. So they have to definitely worry about that and try to regroup. But look, FURIA is starting to join the party in the fight over Vivo Keyd and Loud.
That's a superb headshot as well. FURIA on 1 kill, but there's a real sandwich out there. Loud have moved forward. FURIA down to 3 already. So Loud and FURIA, and I think it was Vivo Keyd on the far side, all heavily involved. Round 16. All these sides taking damage, but all willing to push forward to try to pick up some kill points. They want to progress, of course. And it's also very compact. So hard to work out where the opposition players are as Loud move on to 3. But they have lost the player. And FURIA have gone out. FURIA have gone out. Shut down. First side to go out.
Wow, I was getting worried for Loud because FURIA, that's what these guys have been doing today. Their strategy basically today, I mean, it's not working very well, but they are coming for the teams. They are in the top 3 table. Maybe they should consider to change that. They should go back to their plan B and not go for Loud or Fluxo team because they can get in a serious trouble like just happened right now. So yes, of course, they are back to the lobby, and that's great news for Loud. And Loud, they are in a couple of points difference in the table, and this is great for them. Amazing for them right now.
Also great news for Fluxo, of course, because FURIA were closing in and looking congested. Here are Fluxo. wanting to avoid heading back to the lobby amongst the first 2 times. So 3 goes, 3 maps in a row. FURIA have gone. So a first for them here this afternoon. Sides at the top have not been that impressive in round 16. And
Yep,
as ever,
so
SS
far.
Esports being kind of low profile early on.
Yeah, I mean, this is you noticed that in the first round when they got the booyah in the first match today, they kept a low profile, they were very cautious, they were always out of trouble, and they only got in the late stages of the game to get to try to steal some kills and to the late final battles, of course. And that's exactly what they have been doing so far. Maybe they can get another booyah right now because of that a low profile. Because all the teams are trying to get in the way of Loud game and Fluxo team game.
Overhead shot of Kalahari. Our map number 5 of the day. It's been thrills and spills, especially for SS Esports, who are almost repeating what they did in round 1, and they could do it again because they've just taken 2 booyahs. If they take the booyah here in Kalahari, it will be the hat trick, and it will mean they will have 4 booyahs on the day. Of course, we're jumping ahead a long way because only one side's gone out, and that side is FURIA, who were second and then with a chance of taking over the lead from Fluxo. So Fluxo will be very happy that FURIA have crashed out.
Of course, definitely. So that works for both sides, for Loud and for Fluxo team, right? So right now, the personal enemy in this match for Loud, it is Fluxo team. And also Fluxo team should worry a little bit more about Loud, because Loud, they are climbing up in points and they can definitely get closer of Fluxo team. They still are going to play 2 more this match and the last one, and tomorrow they are going to play the whole day as well. So yeah, Fluxo team should worry a lot more about Loud. They are having great performance today.
Loud 15 behind Fluxo as we go into this map. Map number 5 of the day. FURIA were just at 6. Also, as we went into this map, there was a great chance for FURIA to go top of the table. But that's not going to happen though, because they're back in the lobby, twiddling their thumbs. The only side to have crashed out.
And I was excited to see where was the safe zone right now. We got Fluxo team, Corinthians, SS Sports before Team 1, and Loud inside of the safe zone, of course. So, and actually, this drop call that we are seeing right here, it is the favorite one for Santos. So I'm pretty much sure if that happened tomorrow, Santos would dominating the whole territory. But let's see what's going Fluxo team is going to do, because they got the best overtop view and they can easily kill their opponents around them.
Here are Fluxo. Cruzeiro down the bottom. 12 minutes on the clock, and still only one side have gone out, and that side is FURIA.
With 0 points, right, John? No, I think actually they got 1 point for kill one of the players from Loud team. So they went back to the lobby with only 1 point, which is not helping them much.
And Cruzeiro, close firefight here against Flamengo. Flamengo have struggled throughout the day. Flamengo have gone out to the lobby on so many occasions, but digging in here against Cruzeiro. Flamengo then against Cruzeiro. Flamengo getting 2 kills on the board, double kill for them. Are they going to take out Cruzeiro? Can they wipe Cruzeiro off the map? That is what Flamengo are trying to do, and they do it! Flamengo take out a side for the first time here this afternoon as they wipe the board with Cruzeiro.
Yep, Cruzeiro, like I already said, they had one of the best weekend last weekend, but it seems like they're struggling a little bit to keep the same and working those grenade launchers.
Vivo Keyd at full strength. Nothing on the board though. Trying to work themselves around those balls that come out. Loud have gone out. Loud have gone out as well. So a couple of big names, FURIA and Loud, have crashed out amongst the first 3 teams. So 2 of the title contenders have gone. It's great news for FURIA. Great news for Fluxo, rather, who are looking at the top and looking down on everybody. So is this going to be Fluxo's moment? They're down to 3 players, though. They've taken some damage, which is very surprising considering where they are and how difficult it is to get shots at those players. And Fluxo deciding it's time to move on because they were taking some damage. Esports, Black Dragons down at the bottom, but taking some damage from Corinthians and even Team 1. So those 2 teams down there, Esports and Black Dragons, in a bit of a hole here. And Esports are going to go. Esports have gone. So no quadruple FURIA on this occasion for them. They go out very, very early on.
Yep, Esports have gone. Yeah, but they took the last one from Black Dragons with them. So we are going back to the lobby, but you are coming with us.
We're taking damage, both those sides, from Corinthians and also Team 1. As Flamengo have gone, but it's the best showing of the afternoon so far. Double kill. Down to 6. So, let's have a quick look. Flamengo go, Loud have gone. Esports, Black Dragons, FURIA, and before still hanging on. Corinthians at full strength, Vivo Keyd at full strength, INTZ at full strength, but the map is changing quickly, and B4 have also gone. B4, as they've done, normally in mid-table. It's been a consistent showing from before, but we're down to 5 sides, 17 players now. INTZ, no strangers to go out to the lobby, are still in there. They've got 8 kills, so it's going to be a decent points total for them, whatever happens. And Corinthians have gone out as well. Have Corinthians done enough to break into the top 12? Vivo Keyd, Fluxo, the league leaders, still out there. Team 1. Is this going to be the moment for them? The only side without a Booyah, hanging back. Maybe being pressed by INTZ, but Team 1 in a good position just to hold back into the top 4. Fluxo with 3. Vivo Keyd, INTZ, and Team 1 all out there, all gunning for honours. Vivo Keyd have gone out. Vivo Keyd crash out. We're down to 3. And Fluxo now on the move. Nobru leading the charge, trying to get round the corner and laying down some real firepower, but ran into trouble. Team 1 have gone out. Team 1 crash out. Again, no boo for them. INTZ. Oh, well, that's a very quick booyah! From nowhere. 4 teams down to 3, and suddenly a quick booyah. INTZ take the first booyah of the day, Carol. So quick, so hard to see even who came second there.
Oh yeah, that was so quick. I couldn't actually keep a track like you, John, but yeah, that was the 6th booyah of INTZ in the competition. The first one in Kalahari. I would say there was a little bit lack of lucky for them because they were out of the, they could have survived a little bit longer with Fluxo team, but I'm pretty much sure Fluxo team got the great kills. Maybe they will get point advantages of the booyah of INTZ. So we will see that very shortly in our, we are going to see that probably right now, John, but yeah, great stuff for INTZ that we haven't seen them much since last weekend. We couldn't see a lot of from INTZ, and they are also pretty close from the Access group, and they are going to fight to not go to the relegation zone as well. But with these 23 points, they can get a little bit closer of Black Dragons. That Black Dragons haven't been doing an amazing job today trying to get inside of the top 12, but INTZ right now got the booyah, and I'm pretty much sure they are coming to get their place back in the top 12. But the second place, Fluxo team, that in our last match, they went back to the lobby early with 0 points, and right now they have survived until the late stage of the game, and in the second place with 17 kills. Great stuff for them for sure, John.
Great relief for Fluxo. No points in 2 of the maps, and then that's 17 for them. So that will give a decent cushion between themselves and the likes of FURIA. FURIA going out very, very early and getting just the 1 point in Kalahari.
Oh yeah, you're right. They only got one point in the third match, and the fourth one 0 points, and right now they got 17 points, which is going to help them a lot. But like you said, FURIA team only 1 point in Kalahari, which surprises me because FURIA team, it is the best team in Kalahari map. We haven't seen those guys doing a booyah with 33 points in Kalahari map, but it says a lot when you're trying to damage the other player's game and you can't get that right. So that's exactly what happened for FURIA right now.
Great for Fluxo, as we shall see in just a moment, because FURIA and Loud both going out early. And SS Esports, who've dominated the maps so far, going out kind of mid-table-ish for them for the first time this afternoon. Let's see the league table in just a second, but that round was very good for leaders. Fluxo, no doubt about it.
And like what I said, John, any point counts for them today. Any point. This 17 points will help a lot Fluxo team to get, still have the big advantage over FURIA team of Santos and also Loud. But any points, even if it is 9, 1, 2 points, it can help you a lot to get away from the other teams that are trying to steal your place in the table. But of course, it is a lot better to have a big amount of points in advantage of the other teams. They only get 1 point, like just happened with FURIA team. But we will see in our table, because I'm very much excited to see the math for Fluxo team right now, to see how many points they got and how many points FURIA and Loud have to work to get close of them.
Table coming up very shortly. We've had 5 matches in round 16 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. A reminder, there's only Sunday and Monday to come in this group stage before we move into the finals, which will have 9 bouts of action next weekend. There you go up the top. So Fluxo have increased the lead now to 22 points above FURIA and Loud, who failed miserably in map number 5. Before slowly climbing up the table, they move into 7th place. INTZ back into the top 12, and Corinthians just dropping down 1 because it's very tight between themselves and Metagaming. Corinthians could move into 13th as they aim to get into the top 12, but they'll have to put in a decent performance in the final map of the day, and Flamengo out of the bottom 4, but still a long way off breaking into the top 12.
Of course, and like I said, I think the what worries Flamengo right now, it is the fight for the top 12, but I don't think they still have enough time to get in there, but they should definitely keep away of the relegation zone. But Loud only got about 30 points difference from Fluxo team, and 20-ish points difference from FURIA team, and so this is going to be very interesting to watch what Loud is going to do in this last match. But remember that Group A, and Group A it's playing today and tomorrow, but also Group B play Monday and today, but tomorrow the home team is going to be Group C. So Group C have the opportunity to play the 2 days, John.
Break coming up, and we'll be back with the final map of the day when we head off to Bermuda.
Hello everyone, what's up? My name is Tauna and I'm here to show that Free Fire is on fire! We have no time to waste and I'm really hyped to tell your squad that we are together on this. It's really dope and the Brazilian crew rocks! Free Fire is my family and I invite you to participate with us on Twitter using the hashtag LBFF. Come and be part of our family. See you guys later.
One time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Hello everyone, what's up? My name is Tauna and I'm here to show that Free Fire is on fire! We have no time to waste and I'm really hyped to tell your squad that we are together on this. It's really dope and the Brazilian crew rocks! Free Fire is my family and I invite you to participate with us on Twitter using the hashtag LBFF. Come and be part of our family. See you guys later.
5 maps down, 1 more to come here, round 16. SS Esports then failing for the first time this afternoon to finish in the top 2 as INTZ blew away Fluxo in Kalahari. We're heading off to Bermuda very, very shortly. Carol Bombshell, can SS Esports bounce back and make it 4 Booyahs in round 16?
That's a big question mark, John, but I think anything is possible talking about how great they have been all these rounds today. So yeah, probably they will get another Booyah because they got a Booyah in Bermuda today. But we know that Bermuda is the favorite map for Fluxo team. They already got at least 5 or 6 Booyahs from them in Bermuda map. So it's going to be a very massive dispute over these two teams, Fluxo team and SS Sports. But I'm pretty much sure SS Sports it's going, if not get the Booyah, they will finish the day in the top 5 for sure, because they have been keeping a low profile. They are very cautious, and I'm pretty much sure their style of game it's working very well for them.
Has been a mixed bag for Fluxo so far this afternoon. They came second to SSE Sports in Purgatory, and then in Bermuda they went out amongst the first 2. Purgatory they went out amongst the first 2, and then they finished second behind INTZ in Kalahari. So a bit of a weird day for Fluxo.
Yes, it is definitely a very odd day for Fluxo, for sure, John. Especially because they are the first one in our table. The fans are so, excited to see a lot more of them in our games. So we kind of put that kind of pressure on their back. That's why we have been expecting from them a great consistency, the same consistency that they had last weekend, because they dominated the highlights last weekend for sure. But we know it is kind of hard to keep it up. And Group B and Group A, these two groups, they are the most aggressive ones here in Free Fire Brazilian League. And that's what we haven't seen so far until right now, Bermuda map, that we are going to keep watching how brave those guys from Group A and Group B are, because we are now heading to Bermuda. And here we are.
Of the day. Who will take the final Booyah from round 16? And Carol saying that sides from groups A and B are aggressive, also successful. They're dominating the top half of the table.
Yep. And I started today saying that we should definitely see the competition between Fluxo, Loud, and FURIA team, but also we should keep a track on those teams that are fighting to be on the top 12, to get their place in the top 12 and not go to the relegation zone. And that's not working very good for Flamengo right now. There is in an early fight against INTZ, John.
First blood.
Flamengo, though, we're getting first blood here for Count, the big pig. And not good for INTZ. Are they in for the curse of the Booyah? But Flamengo have also lost a player already. So one of these sides is about to go back. And it's INTZ. The curse of the Booyah coming very, very strong on INTZ as Flamengo knock out the Booyah holders.
Of course, and the curse of the Booyah came very heavy for them, and they went back to the lobby with only 1 point because they struck a kill over Flamengo. But still, what is 1 point? I feel like when you get a Booyah in one match, in the next one you go back to the lobby with 0 or 1 point, whatever. It's the same of nothing, because all your effort, all your the fight you had to do in the match that you got the Booyah, the next one is like nothing, because you couldn't do anything to get more points or to survive into the late stages of the game to get a decent position. And that's exactly what happened to INTZ, that it's already gone back to the lobby, but they are going to play tomorrow because they're also from Group A.
almost better to try to get a kind of happy medium, to do reasonably well in the game beforehand and then do reasonably well again in the next game instead of getting a booyah and then going out. But Carol, it happens so often. It's not a fluke. We see it game in, game out. Get a booyah and then out amongst the first two teams back to the lobby. And that's exactly what happened to INTZ, because Flamengo and INTZ, we saw them coming down. They had no option but to go in a head-to-head battle.
It's basically for them was everything or nothing. They had to, when you go to a drop call and you have to dispute that with another team, you have to fight for that with another team. It's luck for both sides. It's a game of luck for both sides, because you have to be the quickest one to find a gun. You have to be the quickest one to find a better equipment than the other team. So this is a little bit of lucky, and that's exactly what happened for INTZ. INTZ could have taken the Flamengo, but Flamengo got the best advantage. And as we can see here, FURIA team, it's coming for Vivo Keyd.
FURIA needing a better performance than in Kalahari when they crashed out as the first team.
I think actually Vivo Keyd will not face. I don't think they want to face right now FURIA team, because even though they can get in battles and win those battles, it is kind of dangerous for them right now, and they are not in a very good position in our table. But looks like before the most aggressive team of our today matches, it's getting an approach in Fluxo team. They have spotted Fluxo team in those houses, but Vivo Keyd is right behind them. So let's see if they will find themselves in a sandwich, or if Vivo Keyd will try to get out of trouble, because FURIA team is coming for them, John.
Could be dangerous indeed. Vivo Keyd, no strangers to an early return to the lobby in round 16 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. Black Dragons looking on. Vivo Keyd taking a bit of damage. Black Dragons also taking some real hits. Vivo Keyd trying to respond, but they're down to 3. And Black Dragons have gone out. Black Dragons also a very mixed bag for them today. They've gone out. FURIA looking a lot stronger than they did in Kalahari. And FURIA now 1-9. Behind that glue wall, out come the grenades as he kind of moves forward in his, I don't know what you're going to call it, kind of dragon kit. Maybe not the best stuff to run around as Vivo Keyd do go out. FURIA looking strong and mean. So 3 sides have fallen by the wayside. .32 players still out there. Final map of the afternoon in round 16.
Oh wow, and what FURIA did working those grenades over Vivo Keyd, that was everything. I talk a lot about how these guys have getting advantages using grenades, but yes, they are amazing with that. And looks like Cloud is coming for FURIA as well, which is actually a great strategy for them.
Can they do the job though? Those 2 sides, and look at that. You've got Fluxo, FURIA and Loud, the sides at the top of the table. And FURIA in a bit of a sandwich. And Loud. And Koan, 7. Moving in on FURIA as Cruzeiro look on. willing to watch and wait. Who's going to come out? And this battle at the top of the table, the teams that going head to head. Loud is trying to lick their wounds here. Can they survive? Which of these teams is going to go out? FURIA fighting back. Loud down to 3. And Will running into some traffic. It's so congested inside that area. Loud have lost 3 players, but still hang on. FURIA looking good for them. So that battle between Loud and FURIA. FURIA came out on top. Loud were still out there. They still are out there, but they've taken some real damage and down to 1 player. FURIA still alive. Fluxo watching and waiting before down to 1. Cruzeiro also waiting.
And look, John, FURIA looks very strong with already 8 kills in their baggage. They got a squad wipe over Vivo Keyd, and right now 3 players from Loud is gone. So it's going to be very hard for Loud to get in the late stages of the game with only 1 player alive, which is kind of great news for FURIA team. They were trying since the very beginning of the match to take down Loud.
Great news for FURIA, great news for Fluxo. No sign of SS Esports so far. Gone back to their plan of watching and waiting. Cruzeiro, 1 kill. Loud on the horizon. Cebolinha. The chive.
The chive.
FURIA on the far side at full strength. Corinthians on the move, and Corinthians now seen a chance here, and it's Loud who are taking some damage. Loud on the run. JAP as Loud go out. Loud crash out as well. So great news again for Fluxo and FURIA.
Yeah, I mean, would have been a great highlight for Phoenix from Loud team, the only player that remained alive from Loud. But still, there is it is very hard to take a full squad when you're the only one alive. And actually, talking about a little bit more of FURIA, they got a squad wipe over Loud. They work very good as a work team. They had a very beautiful work team. They decided to go all of them together over the players, not only one, just a mano-a-mano battle, but they decided to go all together. So they work very beautiful, that squad, the work team.
It's all about the collective. Down to 8 sides. Of those 8, Flamengo down to 3 before are down to 1 player. And they will be keeping their heads down, or he will be keeping his head down. This is Corinthians. FURIA ahead. You probably don't want to take on FURIA right now. As we switch to Cruzeiro. Looking for targets. And Cruzeiro have spotted somebody. It's the lone before player. Maybe not a priority for Cruzeiro.
Is it okay? So we know that we are not going to get a double booyah from Loud and INTZ, but SS Sport is still out there. We can maybe get the 4th booyah, which is going to be a record break. I mean, not a record break, but the first time in Free Fire Brazilian League if SS Sports decided to get the 4th booyah today. But also, FURIA team is looking very strong right now. Fluxo team will remain alive, and maybe that can be the very first time for Team 1. But I would say that I'm betting right now in SS Sports, FURIA team, and Cruzeiro.
Carol Bombshell spreading her bets. 3 possibilities instead of going for the normal kiss of death. Flamengo still with 3 players. Always a menace, Flamengo, when they get to this stage of a map. And it's fairly congested. We've still got 8 teams out there. The safe zone is going to start to shrink very shortly. INTZ then with the Curse of the Buu going out first, followed quickly by Black Dragons. but it's 8 teams out there. And one of them before has just 1 player.
It looks like still Team 1 is still alive, John. This is going to be very funny to see if they can get a booyah today.
Team 1 have been hanging on in round 16. They've been getting the points. Never really close to a booyah. I think they got into the top 4 on one occasion, but never really close enough. But amongst the points, which I think they'll be happy with, FURIA on 8, so much better than Kalahari. Can they do enough though to take out Fluxo at the top of the table? Fluxo doing well in the last round, getting amongst the top points.
I know that FURIA team, those guys, they are thirsty for kills, and they are definitely one of the best teams in Free Fire Brazilian League to get wins over battles between the teams. But right now, if I were them, we still have 8 teams alive. I would worry right now for position. And then maybe until the late stages of the game, I would worry for kills. But, you know, these guys, they are prepared the whole weekend.
Got a feeling, look at this map, Carol, they're about to ignore your advice because it looks like Fluxo and FURIA will be going head-to-head. Cruzeiro also taking pot shots off the screen. So nobody in the sights of field. But they do know that Fluxo are out there. These 2 teams are about to butt heads in Bermuda. Cruzeiro have been taking body shots. They're up to 4 kills. Still 8 sides, but only 25 players.
Shut down.
Fluxo have gone out. Fluxo have gone out. So taken down by FURIA. Can FURIA do enough, though, to take the top slot? They will certainly close in as SS Esports now engage Corinthians. We're down to 6 teams. SS Esports looking for their 4th booyah of the day and trying to get around the back of Corinthians. And now FURIA get involved, coming from behind on SS Esports. So SS Esports in a bit of a fix here. And FURIA on to 11. This is looking good for FURIA. Are they going to do it? Are they going to get enough points to take them to the top of the table? SS Esports so responding. They've taken down a FURIA man. And SS Esports have gone. So no 4th booyah for SS Esports. But it's been a decent day. Can FURIA, though, do the job here at the top of the table? They've got Corinthians. They've got Cruzeiro out there, plus 2 more sides. And that's some heavy artillery being put down to very good effect. And Corinthians on the receiving end of that one as well.
Grenade launcher. Wow, great usage from Cruzeiro team, definitely.
Good usage, but Carol, maybe a little bit early because there's 5 sides out there.
Yes.
And you want your grenades. You want your grenades right at the very last. At FURIA, though, looking strong here. 13 kills on the board for them. They've got 3 players remaining. And they're putting down some firepower. And Corinthians go, which means we've got 4 sides. Who will take the final booyah? If it's FURIA, they just might do enough to go to the top of the table. Can they do it? That is the question. They were quite a way behind Fluxo. So a decent points total here will put them top, will put them very close indeed. But they need to take out Cruzeiro. And Cruzeiro are streaming forward. 4 sides in it. So FURIA want to finish amongst the top 2 if they can. FURIA, though, go out. FURIA go out. They may not have done enough. Taken out by Cruzeiro.
I mean, 13 kills, it's great, but fall in the 4th position maybe is not that great, not enough amount of points. But Cruzeiro is about to get the same amount of points as FURIA team, John. They are ready with 10.
Cruzeiro bursting forward.
By Team 1. Wow.
Team 1 are out there still. At least for now, they're making them the top 3. The best performance so far. And Flamengo go. Cruzeiro have gone out. Flamengo, sneaky Flamengo, who are down to 3 players very, very early on, taking out Cruzeiro. So Cruzeiro out.
way.
Flamengo and Team 1. Is this going to be the moment for Team 1? Can they knock out Flamengo? Flamengo taking some damage. Flamengo go! Team 1 have done it. Booyah for them! They finally do it. In round 16, they get their first booyah ever, taking out Flamengo. What a moment for Team 1.
Oh, wow. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Finally, they broke the spell and they got a booyah, John. The last weekend of the group phase to get points to head to the finals. Team 1 can get their first booyah, and the first one in Bermuda, of course. So congratulations to Team 1 to finish today matches with this beautiful booyah. They took down Cruzeiro, they took down Flamengo, and they finally remain alive into the late stages of the game. And I'm pretty much sure they are so happy right now, and they deserve that. So cool stuff for Team 1 with this last and final booyah of today matches. They for sure surprised us with that.
And they have surprised themselves, no doubt about that. Team 1 then has taken them 16 rounds to get there, but they do it in the end, so they've taken that burden off their backs. FURIA getting 20 points. That's been a great round for them. Team 1, as I said, they've been steady throughout this round 16. Getting points in the bag, finally getting the booyah. They'll be so pleased about that. The only side without a booyah in the competition. It's taken an eternity, but they've got it.
And as I already mentioned, FURIA team, they fell in the 4th position, but they had 13 kills. And even though we have a new scheme for kills this season, that been helping a lot from FURIA and the other teams, of course, because we already saw a booyah for FURIA team with 33 points, and right now they didn't get the booyah, but they got enough points to be the best team in this last match of today. And congratulations also to Flamengo that fell in the 3rd position, but with 10 points for killing. So we can, of course, find a conclusion that kills help you a lot, guys. But who took the booyah this last time was Team 1, so all the congratulations goes to them. But I'm very excited to see our table, because we are going to see maybe I don't know if a FURIA team could get the first place, but I'm pretty sure they are very close of Fluxo team right now.
They'll be close. We'll see the table very shortly. I don't think they've done it, but we'll see how things pan out at the top and also at the bottom, with Team 1 getting that first booyah of the competition. Also, of course, who is in the top 12? Did Corinthians do enough? They've had a decent showing today, but was it enough to break into the qualification places? All shall be revealed very shortly. We're going to look at the natural born killers and the stars of round 16 before we see the league table.
Of course, but I'm very happy, John. I am very happy for Team 1 there, because would it be such a shame if they finish Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4 without one booyah, because all of the teams, even Metagame that came all the way from Serie B along with them, they got more than one booyah here in this competition. And today they finally broke the spell and they got a booyah. But it's like you said, we are very excited to see the table between the top 4. Unfortunately, this last match was not good for Loud, but they had a good day for sure.
Confirmation then of today's booyah was SS Esports. Good showing for them. Triple booyah. Not 3 in a row as they did in round 1. But 3 was good enough. They finished in the top 2 on 4 occasions, and a big moment for Team 1, taking the final booyah of the afternoon and their first in this Brazilian Free Fire League.
And as I already mentioned, the highlights of the day goes to Loud and Esports. And we saw a lot of things from these two teams here today. But also in individual kills, we have Hazuri from Corinthians and Cebolinha, of course. But with more points, I like to see that Team 1 is here in this specifically chart. So great stuff from SS Sports today. Loud, Team 1, and Cruzeiro. And big congratulations also to Corinthians that we saw a lot more of them in the top 5, top 10, and top 3. So great, big congratulations to these guys.
Rarity to see Team 1 in this best players, or the highlights really of the day. And as I said, Team 1 throughout the maps, avoiding going out early, getting points, and then at the end getting their reward and the first FURIA of the competition.
And talking about competition, we got here our natural born killers charge. And there it is, Kawan and Man God. These two guys, they have been on dispute of this charge since the very beginning. Kawan, he was the MVP from last season from Free Fire Brazilian League, and he's right now in the run again for that. And I'm pretty much sure we can read great things from him tomorrow because he's awesome playing tomorrow. And he's not ready to give up of their trophy. Of his trophy, of course, because he was the MVP from last season. And there it is, our table, John.
Fluxo then staying out in front of FURIA, but only just 5 points separating those two sides. Loud then a little bit behind, even second place FURIA, but not out of the picture. 22 points behind FURIA. SSC Sports entrenched in that 5th position before in 7th. And looking down at the top 12, INTZ still there, but Corinthians very close behind. And look at that, at the bottom, Team 1 higher in the table than Flamengo. You're talking about Flamengo being closer to, or Flamengo looking at the top 12. They really have to look over their shoulders still. There's a nice big cushion there. There's a big gap of around 50 points or so separating them and Red Kalunga. So Flamengo probably safe. I think Red Kalunga and Pain Gaming, they are needing something big, very big indeed, to save them from the drop. But who will make the top 12, as well as the teams who's going to finish top dogs? They are the big questions, I think, which shall be resolved over the next 2 days.
Yeah, it is bad to be there where Corinthians, Metagame, and Flamengo are in the access group, but it's worse to be where Flamengo and Pengame it is. Not Flamengo, sorry, Red Kalunga and Pengame it is. But there is our agenda for tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to start with the home team Group C playing tomorrow and Monday. And tomorrow they are going to play against Group A. So SS Sports, INTZ, B4, Loud, Fluxo team, and Cruzeiro have a new chance, a new day to do something about their points in our table. But also on Monday, because we have games until Mondays, John, we got Group B, and we are going to see FURIA fighting over the top, and Flamengo, Corinthians, Team 1 trying not to get down in the fall to the relegation zone.
So much more action to come over the next 2 days. Issues at the top, issues in the top 12, and issues in the bottom of the table. All to come. We'll be back in action tomorrow.
Today was a lot of emotions, and I hope you guys can be here with us tomorrow because there's a lot more to come. See you later.